Yes. Here we are again, fam, and our bye week with nothing but bad news. I mean, it just gets stupid this year. Just ridiculous. You take the best NFC team in the East. Still. You take potentially the best NFC team in the NFL, in the West for sure, but nobody came. All of them dropped like flies. Who's seen that coming? Anyway, the bad news continues. The Niners waived Takk McKinley for the same reason the Bengals let McKinley go, which was for failing his physical due to a groin injury. And let's be clear. Takk McKinley is not just all that great, but he is another warm body we can put on the edge that may get some production. And, add that bad news in the addition of several more players, including Brandon Aiyuk and Trent Williams, heading back again to the COVID-19 list. These developments, of course, could impact the Niners' preparation for their upcoming Week 12 matchup with the Rams. How you go practice if you can't get out? What? We're talking Niners on this evening and taking your phone calls, but of course. But let me go over a few things here before I get to the phones. The Niners officially announced that the team has waived Takk after he failed his physical due to that groin injury, as I mentioned. If that wasn't bad enough news for one day, the Niners also announced that 3 more players, including Daniel Helm and the other guys I just mentioned, have been added to the reserve 19 COVID list. It's just amazing. They become the 5th, 6th, and 7th players added to the reserve COVID-19 list just this week. Just this week alone. They become, so much for the bye week. Because, fam, these guys were supposed to be chilling a bit, but continue to train and keep in shape. And I don't know, I guess they can still go work out because my feeling is more than likely it was being the exposure, of course, to Eric Armstead. Poor Eric was added to the reserve COVID-19 list on Monday, and maybe the one causing a domino effect on the whole locker room because Wednesday, of course, Javon Kinlaw was added to the list. Hronis Grisou and linebacker Joe Walker were added on Thursday. Shanahan warned us, too. He said, look for more names as they get traced in, we get tested up. And as you know by now, the reserve COVID-19 list has been created for a player who tests positive for COVID-19 or has been quarantined after being in close contact with an infected person or persons. If a player falls into either of these categories, his club is required to immediately place a player on the reserve COVID-19 list. And clubs are not permitted to comment on players' medical status other than referring to the roster status and may not disclose whether the player is in quarantine or is positive for COVID-19. And all we can hope for is that the guys are cleared before Tuesday. Because I think Kyle had plans on working out tomorrow. Oh, it just sucks this year. It just really does. And you got clown teams in front of us that would have had not a prayer had we fielded even 80% of the 49ers. There was nothing they could do. The Hawks, give me a break. But I do have respect. I do worry about the Cardinals. The Cardinals about 2 players for being really tough. But otherwise, this division, the Rams, no, they can't beat the 49ers. Not at full string. But the Niners are clinging to a slim playoff hopes with 6 games remaining. The Niners at 4-6. And it's funny. Even as bad a disaster area as Santa Clara is, we're 4-6 and 2 games behind the Cards for the 7th and final spot in NFC playoffs. 3 teams from the NFC North are ahead of the 49ers with 1 fewer loss. You see what I'm saying? We're not supposed to be with these people. The playoffs are not out of the realm of possibility even still. Imagine that. But the 49ers cannot afford more than another defeat along the way with the games remaining against the Rams, Buffalo, Washington, Dallas, the dreaded Cards, and them comical Hawks. And while the 49ers work toward remaining in contention for a spot on the postseason, they will also have some questions answered along the way about the future of the franchise, which is probably going to be the real thing, what's going to be going on between now and the end of the season. This is why, well, let's just go over a few things to watch for the rest of the way that will have impacts on how Lynch and Shanahan plan for the 2021 season, and get to your phone call and get your feedback on that as well. Is the safety shift already underway? Kowalski T has started every game in which he has appeared since the beginning of the 2017 season. Here's a painful truth. QT has been available for only 36 games in 4 years. You do the math. He is out for the remainder of this season with a hyperextended big toe, otherwise known as turf toe. Tart is scheduled to be an unrestricted free agent, and it seems unlikely the 49ers will make much of an effort to re-sign him. And can you blame them? The Niners have 2 young players, Tavares Moore and Marcel Harris, under control costs next season of being on their rookie contracts. Here it is. In fact, the Niners selected Moore with the number 19 overall pick in 2018. Dude made the start against the Saints in Week 10. Fam, T. Moore was a big reason for the success of the 49ers pass defense. Now, it may be time to elevate T. Moore into that starting lineup and keep him there for as long as he remains with the organization. He'll be looking to improve it while he has that chance in the weeks ahead. Also, T-Will, man, Trent Williams, that dude is key to the O-line. After this season, Niners will have to make a decision on whether to pick up the 5th-year option on the right tackle. You know who that is, Mrs. McGlinchey's baby boy for the 2022 season. Regardless of what they're going to do, it's most likely they're going to go ahead and keep McGlinchey for a 5th year. They're not going to pay him yet. They didn't hurry to pay him now. They're not going to. Niners will be evaluating other spots on the line in these final 6 games. This is why when people keep saying, we need a tank, man, you need to get over that right now. Here's the reason why. At this hour, you don't tank when you're on this team, whether the coach wants to or not. Players got futures to consider. If you're out there BSing around, ain't nobody going to pick you up. This is why when people say tank, what are you talking about? This is football. This ain't the NBA or Major League Baseball. The coach can do things like maybe not play as starters or something like that. But as far as that goes, a lot of these starters, their contracts are ending. So they're not going to be out there concerned about the 49ers tanking. It's all about me at this point. Every player is thinking all about me. And I'm going to kick butt as hard as I can. If he can't, he's got to know his chances of getting re-signed are zip. So, it's a term seldom applied in the NFL. At this hour, we can envision, though, other starting spots along the offensive line going to left guard, Laken Tomlinson, Daniel Brunskill, Ben Garland at center, and Colton McKivitz at right guard. You notice it, the name Weston Richburg is no longer even a discussion in San Francisco. The one major question mark of the future is at the left tackle, though. T-Will will has good football left ahead of him. Shanahan made it known this week that re-signing Williams will be a top priority. And Coach said, quote, Trent knows how I feel about him and how our whole team feels about him. I think Trent feels the same. So hopefully it makes sense for him to stay here, and I know it makes sense for us, unquote. If the 49ers aren't able to bring back Williams, that will open up a garage hole on the offensive line that will be difficult, if not impossible, to fill. You think the quarterbacks are having trouble now? Ooh, we are back to average. Williams has got to be signed. Priorities along the front four. The Niners hope Nick Bosa returns to form for the 2021 season after his season was cut short due to that torn ACL injury. It's hard to imagine a scenario in which D. Ford is back. Weston Richburg and D. Ford. Don't even pass go. Get out now. God. They can't. D's done. In fact, D and Weston, they should really consider retirement because they're not. One more injury, they're dead anyway. Not dead, but they're finished. They can't take any more. But Solomon Thomas is scheduled for free agency, and his price tag could allow him to return out because Solomon knows he knows better than to ask for too much money. DJ Jones, Kerry Hyder, and Ronald Blair are also scheduled for free agency. Now, which one of them do you want to let go? See, this is the thing that's so worrisome. I don't want to. DJ Jones, Hyder, Blair, they all got to be back. Hyder has played well enough to see a significant raise from that $1.5 million pay of this season, too. Let him get 2 or 3 more sacks. He's already got 5. 5.5 to be exact. Over the final 6 weeks of the season, 49ers will have plenty of chance to see Jordan Willis, Deion Jordan, Takk Mckinley may be back for another physical in the weeks ahead to see if he can get anything done. What they see from those players will undoubtedly be a factor in how they proceed during the offseason as they look to build depth on that defensive line. And knowing Salah's system is key. If you know the system, you come in there and you can produce, you got a job. That tough call on Sherm is here, fam. Yeah, Emmanuel Mosley is scheduled to restricted free agent. Again, that word FA. He should be back on a cost-effective deal. Of course, the Niners could use a top draft selection on day one start at the cornerback, a move they have been reluctant to make in the past few seasons. And this could be the time to get a talented big-bodied cover guy who has a chance to match up against NFC guys like D-Hop, who's not even supposed to be in our division if it wasn't for Texas. And, of course, DK Metcalf. All things being equal, the Niners would have to they'd love to have Richard Sherman back in 2021. But the organization must determine whether that is the best move for the future of the franchise. Man, I think we got to look forward to Sherman saying goodbye. I really do. Sherman's wrapping up a self-negotiated 3-year contract that will pay him more than $30 million. But he is 32 years old. And he has not played since week 1 due to that lingering calf issue. Could the 49ers have concerns about his health for the future? How much will it take to re-sign him? These questions haven't been answered yet, but is 2021 time to get younger? Do the 49ers opt to re-sign Jason Verrett over Sherman? Knowing the history we know about Jason Verrett, now he's a good football player. He's a damn good football player, no doubt about it. But he's had some incredible injuries that take him completely out of the picture. And right now, we've been lucky to keep him out there as long as we have, most likely. Those are already some of the questions. So Sherman's working to get back on the field for the game against the Rams. The entire league will be watching, and Sherman knows this, how he moves in these final games of the season to project his value for 2021. So look for Sherman to play lights out between now and 2021. Again, this is why I say, tank! What are you tanking, man? Ain't anybody tanking. There's no such thing as tanking. Finally, everybody's favorite subject, making the offseason plan at quarterback. It is doubtful that anything the 49ers see on the field the rest of the way with the quarterback position will come as any surprise. Nick Mullins, C.J. Beathard, and Jimmy G have been with the organization since 2017. Now, there's know exactly what they're getting with each of these guys. G's status beyond this season will continue to be the elephant in the room, as Lynch described it, until a firm decision is made in the offseason. And there's going to be all kinds of speculation all offseason long, like it was last season, until G, if he gets another shot, until he finally gets himself in a position where they can't say these things anymore. Or you can't say things anymore. JG is scheduled to be paid $25.5 million in 2021. The only quarterback in the NFL scheduled to make more is Jared Goff, whom the Rams are set to pay $27.825 million. Shanahan said he expects Jimmy G to be the starter next season. But he also said there have been no decisions made about the future. So he leaves his options open. Could Jay be back? Of course. Could the 49ers move on? Of course as well. Well, Garoppolo has missed the past 2 games with a high ankle sprain. Shanahan said he is hopeful Garoppolo returns to the lineup this season. If that does happen, it likely means the 49ers are still alive in the hunt for the postseason. But one thing is for sure, Garoppolo is pretty much the best option out there. It's been speculated since last year between him and Nick Mullins, but I think it's been pretty clear that while Nick is not bad, he's still not better than Garoppolo. And you know about CJ. So, these are the questions that have to be answered, and the 49ers are going to be pursuing them. And you know this. Anthony Nagatani, what's up, Anthony? He says, sorry I can't make the gathering this evening, but thanks, as always, for the venue to talk about the 49ers. I appreciate you, Ronbo. Anthony, thanks, man. Appreciate that donation, too. All right. Let me put on my Avatar Sir, what's up? Hello, Ronbo. What's happening to Niners? It's one thing or another this year really sucks. I know. I wish I knew. We got a mojo going on. And Jaime Alazaga says, one thing, after another we can't catch a break. 2020 is an injury tour, no revenge tour. Plus, we almost broke up the salary cap because of Armstead, McKinnon, and D Ford. Big mistakes. Actually, McKinnon, he actually redid his contract. Armstead got paid, of course. D Ford is definitely. Didn't they get D Ford to restructure his contract as well? Mr. Black Eye says, hey, people up in here talking BS. You would have had a point if the Niners were fully healthy and we were losing like this. But no, that's not the situation. So I know the haters. This is the only time they get a chance to take a shot. So you got to sympathize with the poor, pathetic souls. They can't beat us otherwise. So this is the only shot they get. Russo SF49. Sherman expected back week 12 versus Rams. Yes, he is. Look for Sherman to go all crazy now, man, because Sherman knows 49ers may probably not be able to bring him back. Not the money he's going to be talking about. So Sherman's out there. He's out there posting up for a job now, or putting himself on auditioning, should I say. I really hate to see this thing come. We don't, with Sherm here and Brett being healthy. Look at Jordan Reed. We had Jordan Reed. We had George Kittle at the tight end spot. The backfield was loaded with nothing but killers. Nick Bosa gets hurt. I mean, it's just really ridiculous. You take a championship team and reduce it to smoke, rubble. Alex, come on in, Alex.
Yes, sir. What's going on, Ronbo?
Hi, Alex. Looking at our pathetic situation this year with the injuries, and looking at some of the things now that are staring us in the face coming up next year, and regarding free agents. Decisions are going to have to be made. Alex, what are they going to look like next year? It's some scary thoughts right now. We were supposed to capitalize this year with a juggernaut team. The juggernauts are laying in the hospital, and we're sitting there in dire straits. What are your feelings?
Yeah. And it's one step forward, two steps backward every week, Ronbo.
Every week.
I mean, they're playing with our hearts at this point, man. Like... we should have known Takk Mckinley wasn't going to pass his physical.
I know. I really. I thought they were going to waive the situation or something, but I knew that groin was going to be still hurting. It ain't going to get better in 1 week.
Right, that's true. It just sucks because I thought this dude Takk was going to be in our plans in the future, and that we got a piece at a position that we need so bad next year for so cheap. You know, so picking him off the waivers, that would have been so clutch, but. Man, it sucks I didn't pass his physical.
He may be back,
so
Alex.
We're going to have to either buy.
He could be back next month. He could be back for another physical next month. You know, he's got to be able to pass physical. That groin's got to heal up, or else you can't get past the doctors.
I mean, if we could get him anyway, like that'd be sweet for sure. Yeah. But you never know. You never know what's going to happen. Man, he could be cheap for us next year if he doesn't play this year. Could be a cheap option going forward. I don't know. We got like 45 free agents next year. Something. And they're not low key names. It's like Fred Warner. Well, not Fred Warner. K1 Williams. I don't know. We just got a lot of dudes.
You got two Williams. You got Trent.
We got to bring back.
Yeah.
True. And but we're gonna see who's gonna be a part of our squad these next 6 weeks after this bye week. We'll see who's really going to stick around, and who could contribute for us next year. If we can find positions that we're kind of like slacking on, if we can see people stepping up, maybe like an Austin Walter, maybe he steps up, but his pass block is a little sketchy. I like him too, but he can't pass block. So
yeah, I didn't see him. He's kind of a small guy. I didn't see him try to pass block. I did notice him one time.
Destroyed.
Yeah, it looked like his head was in the guy's stomach. He's really short, so maybe that's why Shanahan doesn't. Go ahead.
Well, no, I'm agreeing with you. I think that Austin Walter's more of like a scat back, maybe like a third down, like what Derrick McKinnon's supposed to be. Yeah. So maybe he can take his role on next year. Yeah. But I think, man, I'm just worried. There's so many things with even our starters, right? They're like are they starting to become injury prone? Like George Kittle, Raheem Mostert. I mean, it's
in and out of the lineup all year.
Right. I don't know, Ronbo. Honestly, I love Raheem Mostert, Ronbo. I think he's the best running back in the league. But if he can't stay healthy, what are we going to do? I really think that we kind of need to pick up a running back that can stay healthy all 16 games.
Oh,
and that matches Shanahan's system.
Alex, that's near impossible. You know, running backs go down like crazy every year. How many did we have at the beginning of the season? 6, 7?
Yeah, six or seven, something crazy.
Now we got 2 guys. See? So you got to get running backs, put them on retainer, and tell them to stand by. I'll probably be calling you somewhere between week 4 and week 8. Because this is the way it is. Every team has running back issues. There's no such thing. They take a hell of a lot of punishment. That's why their careers are short in the NFL. Yeah. Except for Frank Gore, who we should resign. Would you sign Gore? I would sign him in a heartbeat.
I would sign in a heartbeat, Ronbo, in a heartbeat. We got to bring him back to the Bay, man. We got to bring him back, dude, for sure. But, I mean, we're going to be nothing without an offensive line. And if we're just keep shuffling dudes that, are just, random okay guys, we really need to invest in this offensive line. I know everyone says that Shanahan doesn't invest in the, guards or centers, but we really have to at this point because it's such an obvious weakness that we have. And, we really need guards and centers to get our run game going because if we're getting blown up in the backfield up the middle, then we're not going to be able to move the ball. So I would say, next year, I wouldn't draft any offensive linemen. I would go to free agency and get, seasoned veterans that we can put in the middle of our offensive line. And guards are pretty cheap, so they're not going to be too expensive. Centers might be. Maybe if we get, Alex Mack, that could be an expensive signing. But I would go to the free agency for offensive line, and then I would go to the draft for, corners or quarterback or, whatever they decide to
Alex,
get. Just because I wouldn't draft an offensive line as a rookie because I would rather have a seasoned vet on the offensive line who, knows. Because it's so hard to find offensive linemen.
It is, but Alex, also, Shanahan has to have a certain kind of guy that has athleticism. That's his problem. He's got to have athleticism, be able to move out in space. Those are hard to find. And Alex Mack's going to be expensive. It's really going to be a tough call.
Yeah.
Alex, let me see you Sunday, Alex. Always good stuff.
All right, man. Are we doing? Oh, no, never mind. It's the bye week. I'm tripping. All right, man. Sounds good. You have a great weekend, Ronbo. Appreciate it, man. You're the best. The best of the best, bro.
Thanks, Alex. Appreciate you, fam. Talk to you later.
Yes, sir. Sounds good. Later.
Yeah, fam, we got a lot of needs that are really going to be tough to cover. This is what worries me about, God. No cap. No. Hey, Derrick. Derrick.
Ronbo.
Derrick, we're sitting here looking at the situation with the 49ers. We got half our roster now heading toward the IR. And I got to tell you, Derrick, I'll bet you we hear about another 49er heading for the IR tomorrow. Or not IR, but the COVID-19 list. And then, Derrick, while we're being miserable, looking at our situation and feeling sorry for ourselves, you look at next year and Kwaski T, is it time to say goodbye? Sherm, is it time to say goodbye? These are moves we have to make. We have no choice because there's no money, it's getting real scary. Trent Williams has to be signed. What has to take place to have that kind of money? I can't imagine what he's going to ask for. But Derrick, jump on in here whenever you get ready, man. It's scary.
Ronbo, to be honest, I don't know. I mean, this year is already whatever it is, whatever you want to call this. But as far as re-signing, I think people say it's 27 free agent?
At least.
Right? It's something like that, right?
Yeah.
But all those people aren't worth bringing back, and people stop with the Jimmy. They just stop at his contract. There's a lot of other people that might not even be here because sometimes you got to go younger.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how many draft picks we are, but I started looking at O-linemen last night, actually.
Yeah.
I was looking at one guy who opted out, I guess, of the season out of Oregon to get ready for the upcoming draft, and he's pretty damn good. So.
Was it tackle or
I just started
guard?
looking at
Center.
I think he's tackle, left tackle, I believe. But like I said, I just started looking into it. I don't watch a lot of college ball. But as I got older now, I look at it. So now I'm looking at people's stats and looking at the play. But, I mean, there's a lot of people that might not be here. Kowalski, he's always hurt. Yes, he's a good player, but he's always hurt.
Yeah, plus,
Jimmy Ward's contract might, there's a lot that they might do, Rombo, like as far as like
they have
tweaking contracts. Jimmy ain't the only one. There's a lot of people that might get tweaked.
Yeah.
So.
But Derrick, here's the thing: how far off will we fall off from where we are now? Because if this team is fully healthy right now, there are a few teams in the league that can stay with them if they were all healthy, but they're not. And next year, they're not even going to be available to be healthy or not. Some of them, and that's what's really a sad story.
Yeah, I'm curious, Ronbo, to see what we do. Because regardless if we move on, if Saleh moves, we do get a draft pick from that. I think it's a third-round pick you get if any
for coaches.
Something about minorities get picked up as coaches. Yeah, so we get that at least, and then I don't know. We have great depth. It's just injuries, Ronbo.
I know.
There's nothing you can do about that kind of stuff. And a lot that people aren't talking about, a lot of our injuries came, especially our running backs, it all came from the New York game.
I know, on that
Coleman,
turf.
Mostert, it's dirty-ass turf. Sorry, excuse me, Rombo.
And Bosa? I mean, we lost Bosa on that ridiculous turf.
It was all in the same game. We lost Coleman, Mostert, and Bosa in that first game, I believe. I'm pretty sure it was the Jets game.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Yeah, because they just put that new surface down.
Jimmy on IR.
Yeah.
So it's a lot that's out of our control. And I don't want people to get too down on the team, but it is what it is. And as far as like not going to the playoffs, who wants to lose, Rombo? Do you want to be proud of your team or not?
I do. That's why I had to be corrected.
You want to lose?
Derrick, you don't want to go to the playoffs, do you? See, this is what I was saying at the beginning, and then I got reprimanded by people. And now I'm just going to, but I still feel, wow, man, going to back into the playoffs to get B-slapped out? I don't
know, Ronbo. It's just, and the weird thing about it is the division we're in is so up in the air. Everybody can beat everybody, Ronbo.
Yeah.
I mean, the Cardinals, Dunlop did make a heck of a difference last night, though.
Yeah.
He was all over. I think he had 3 sacks last night against Kyler Murray.
Derrick,
so I don't know why we're passing all these people up.
I was getting ready to ask you, Derrick, why didn't Kyle and Lynch go for Dunlap? He was available for a long time.
I have no idea. And he ain't doing nothing but playing, Rombo.
I know.
And he's playing his tail off. He changed their defense. So we already made him look like all pro. So now it's pretty bad.
They were mediocre to pretty poor before Dunlap got there. Now their defense is not bad.
Exactly.
I'm noticing. The secondary is still exploitable.
He's still the only one getting home.
Yeah.
And before I let you go, Rombo, I do need Kyle Shanahan to do one thing. Start paying attention in practice. Because all these people that we have depth, but some of these people aren't playing or we don't re-sign them. Like DeMontre Moore's over there. He was playing well for Seattle this year. Then, DJ Reed.
Yeah, he's playing his butt off, ain't he?
Why are these people on the bench? Or we aren't re-signing people? I just don't understand what they're seeing. Is it
the 49ers wouldn't even allow him to heal up. And I thought he was out for the season. He had a torn pec, though, right?
Mm-hmm. He broke his arm. Who?
DJ Jones.
DJ Reed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then DeMontre Moore broke his arm, but he played phenomenal when we had him, and we just didn't re-sign him. Nothing's wrong with him, Rombo. No red flags or anything. Just didn't re-sign him.
The thing is, usually if you tear a pec, you're out for the season. So maybe the 49ers were thinking in that direction. I don't think so. The guy's back playing, and I've seen him a few times. He's one of the best players they got. Of course, he came from our organization.
Still.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I don't know, Rob, but I know people say that the Yorks are cheap, but I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Or, I mean, why not just cut D Ford and sign somebody else?
Well,
DeMontre Moore at least.
Yeah.
He would have been fine. He played for us last year.
Yeah, D Ford is. We're going to see about D Ford because everybody's talking about Jimmy. Let's talk about D Ford a minute too.
Yeah, let's talk about everybody else who isn't out here.
Derrick, let me see. I'll be back Sunday looking for you. All right.
Oh yeah, I'll be here, Rombo.
All right, fam. Have a great night.
All right, take it easy.
You too.
You too.
Thanks. And Big Show says, is that raise it a little higher? Is that Purnell? Oh, I'm looking. Oh, I'm supposed to be up here. Oh, Niner Bot. Jimmy G is a curse on this team. Not only is he a mediocre quarterback, but his contract won't allow us to trade him, and he's too damn expensive. Niner Bot, you know how many teams, if the 49ers wanted to trade Jimmy G, they'd get an offer, and quickly. This is what people don't understand about Jimmy G. He ain't by a long stretch the worst quarterback. Chicago will be on the phone within seconds after that is made. Who else has got a questionable quarterback? There's so many teams. Broncos, trust me, only our fan base thinks Jimmy G sucks. I promise you. And Big Show says, it's Purnell Sewell, offensive tackle. Watch out for Big Show. When he picks out college players, he's pretty good at that. Keep that name down. Sewell, offensive tackle, Oregon. Put him on the right side. Mike McGinty, or else compete against Mike. There he is, Niner Mike. Come on in and forget about it.
Hey, Ronbo, forget about it. What the hell's going on, Ronbo? Hey.
Oh, I wish I knew.
Oh, my God. I don't think I ever heard so many people say my name after one appearance last day of the night. Ronbo, what's going on?
Mike, you guys.
Ruffle some feathers?
You're part of a large contingent, Mike. The Get Jimmy Out of Here gang.
Look, listen. It ain't about, look, my dog's going crazy. Go get him. Hold on 1 second. Go get him.
I'm glad I'm not there. Oh, my God.
All right. You there?
Yo, listen.
All right, Ronbo. All right. Listen here. Look, first of all, I want to get one thing straight for the night so the rest of you know, all right? Anybody questioning my faithfulness to this team, all right?
Yeah.
You're out of your friggin' mind, all right? I got ticket stubs older than most people that call in on this show, Ronbo, all right? These people don't know what they're talking about.
Did somebody accuse you of being not faithful, Mike?
Oh yeah. I listen, I was hearing all about it. My cousins told me they was writing and calling in and saying this and that. Listen, I stick with the Niners all the time. The only difference is I like to ride on the realistic side of things, Ronbo. I like to look into the future, Ronbo, things that are going to be good for our team. And when I say things like I don't want us to go to the playoffs, that's not about – I don't want us to tank, all right? There's no need to tank. They're professionals. They get paid to play.
Yeah,
but the reality is people have these expectations, and I'm trying to just tell people what we got on the field and what your expectations are two different things, Ronbo. Okay? They're two different things. That's the reality of it. It's not about tanking or just giving up. It's just the reality. So when everyone says, oh, yeah, maybe we get to the playoffs, what do you want to go to the playoffs for? We don't have a Super Bowl contending team. So what's in the best interest for our team? Well, if we get a better draft pick, that's going to help us out because we got a lot of guys that ain't coming back, Ronbo, right?
No,
you know what I mean? So,
yes.
and if we do want to put a deal together for somebody, all right, a top 10 pick, okay, hits a little harder in the trading negotiations than let's say a 15 to a 20 or a 20 to 25 position pick. All right, you're not going to get as much for that. So if we get a first and a second round pick and they're both top 10, that's going to do something for us. All right. Now the second thing, when it comes to Jimmy G, Ronbo, listen, I got a list for you. You ready for this list?
Okay.
This is gonna blow your mind.
3.5 minutes. All right, go.
3.5 minutes. Here's this list, Ronbo. All right. First, Matt Schaub. Brian Hoyer. Not Brian Hoyer on the 49ers, not Brian Hoyer for the Patriots, the Brian Hoyer that was drafted fresh and new by the Cleveland Browns. Okay? RG3, all right? RG3, Jimmy Garoppolo, okay? All right? So we got Hoyer, Schaub, RG3, Garoppolo, Matt Ryan. What do all those players have in common, Ronbo? They all had their best seasons, their best career year under Coach Shanahan. Some of them in their second year with them.
some of them as rookies. Speaking of Brian Hoyer coming in for the Browns, and they were winning until he got blown up. I think it was a Monday night game. He got hurt, and that was the end of that. But the bottom line is, when people say, "Oh, well, what would Shanahan be able to do with a new quarterback?" Listen, Shanahan could win with a new quarterback. All right, let's not get it confused. And people need to forget about the whole thing, thinking that he can't. Listen, he can't. Look up his resume. All right, this guy makes quarterbacks, no matter who they are, where they come from, or what part of their career they're in. He makes them look good, and he's gotten them big contracts. All right, and he's done it with some receivers as well. But the point is that for our team, if we're going to have a mediocre quarterback, then he better get paid mediocre money, Ronbo. Because I'm sick and tired of paying guys. Because you have to understand where this league is going. People don't think about stuff like this. You had Dak Prescott trying to get $40 million a year out of the Cowboys, Ronbo. All right? $40 million a year. He's nowhere near that. Now, Jimmy, if he would have even remotely followed up this year with another good year, he's going to want more than $27 million. Okay? And we can't give Jimmy G $27 million because he's not worth $27 million, Ronbo. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so when I'm talking about what we need to do, when I'm talking about what I think is best for the team, I'm talking about in forward thinking next year and beyond, when we're not losing 3 or 4 starters in any given week to a friggin' COVID list. You know what I mean, Ronbo? I mean, we're already decimated as it is.
Yes.
And the last thing we need, we got guys we're losing just out of nowhere because they end up on this stupid list. So, listen, hate me if you want. Call me whatever you want to call me. I don't care at the end of the day because you're probably a bum regardless. But listen, I just want to say that it's not a I hate Jimmy thing. All right, at least not for me. Maybe for some other people it is, Ronbo, but for me it's not. All right, it's more of
you're talking rationale.
What's better for the 49ers?
Yeah,
what's better for the team? What's better for us?
Mike, I'm the last guy that's going to accuse you of being non-passionate about your team. I don't know why anybody would think that. They may disagree with you, but Mike loves the 49ers, no doubt about it.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Ronbo. I really do. Because, when people say stuff like that, it's not that it really bothers me, but it kind of, no, not even that, Ronbo. It just makes me feel like the people that call in, the people that listen, are they really fans? Are they really honest with themselves? Or are they so delusional they're in la-la land that if you just go against whatever they say, they automatically think, you're a traitor, you're not faithful
Mike,
or something. You know what I mean?
I'll vouch for you all day, but we're out of time though, Mike. You know what?
All right,
Mike,
I appreciate it, Ronbo.
Listen, you remember one thing. If there's one guy who believes in your loyalty to this team, it's definitely me. You always got me to come to whatever you like, all right?
Oh, I know.
I tell you what.
I appreciate it, Ronbo.
Yeah,
I got mad love for you, Ronbo. I really,
Thanks,
really
man.
do. Thank you for having me on. Thank you for having me on, Ronbo. You have yourself a good night and a good weekend. All right, I'll talk up with you later, Ronbo.
Looking forward to it, fam. All right. Night,
right.
Mike. Listen, anybody questioning Mike as far as his he's a 49er fan to the bone. Rakim Jamanje. Jabani, I was there, but break it to Jay. Oh, I know from that movie. He said, I love the show, brother. All I know is after the bye week, the Niners got to be singing every day, I'm hustling. We got this, I wish. But I'm really worried about this team, man. You guys are dropping like flies. Every week it's something. If it's not COVID, it's just something on the field. Nightbot goes on to say Kyle can't make CJ or pick Mullins. Look, I was just Nightbot. We can agree on that. I was gonna say that, but Mike was on a roll. Let it go. But yeah, he hasn't been able to do anything with Mullins and CJ. And Hoyer came back and he failed. So you do need to have some amount of talent though for Shannon to bring it out of you. So that's a good point. Sharon, come on in.
Hey, Ronbo, how are you?
Oh, Sharon, I'm sitting here. I feel like I'm always at the hospital. You got a friend that's in the hospital.
I know.
Where's he at?
Every week when I hear something pop up on my phone, it's like...
I know, right? He's down waiting for the visiting hours.
I'm just shaking my head looking for another Niner pop-up on my phone. Like,
anytime, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, I saw Takk Mckinley's name.
Ridiculous season. To tell you the truth, I don't think they should have had football at all this year.
Yeah.
I'm like, for real.
Because we all wanted the season to start. We're anxious to see if it's going to start. Can we get past this? And yes, they can. But we didn't, Sharon. You're right. Guys are going down, not only our team, but other teams too.
If it's not a knee, it's an ankle. It's just not an ankle. It's an arm. It's a back. It's a something.
It's a COVID.
It's crazy. I mean, it's like are we cursed this year or something or what?
You know
what is going on?
Sharon, they made us play the Green Bay game. Why? They could have moved that. They made us play knowing we were going to get killed.
They could have rescheduled that. I agree with you on that.
And Sharon, also making these mistakes.
Ridiculous.
You see what happened, though, with that tackle they made with Street on that tackle. The league didn't charge him. Why? Because they knew that was a bad call. And that's why when people come and say, you guys are always whining. Well, look at that.
Are the referees playing with this, or are we playing the refs? So what is going on? I mean, I think the refs needs to be fined when they make these little so-called plays, which is not, really, it's like they want to make it up and put it on us. And it's like, what is going on, refs? I mean,
they can't get fired till the end of the season. Then they get evaluated, and then they get let go. I'm seeing the same clowns come back every year, though. Vinovich and his crew.
Yeah, me too. Yep.
Oh, God.
Yep. I don't know. It's like a conspiracy or something they have against us or something. I don't know. Well, I mean, like,
just an awful
I'm
call.
just shaking my head this year. I mean, like, 2020 really sucks for the Niners, and I hope everything after the bye week, we win a game or something. But I'm like, ugh.
They'll probably win just because the odds are they're not going to lose every game. But, it's just, it could have been such a different season. Yeah, next year things will be fine.
And then when the game last week with the Saints, when, what's his name, sacked Drew Brees. No, not Drew Brees, but when Alexander had his little revenge or whatever he was wanting towards the Niners when he did.
When he made it stop. Oh, wasn't that awful?
Yeah, when he did McCall or something. I think he should have got a foul for that, but they didn't throw a flag on that.
Oh, horse collar tackle. Yeah, I've forgotten about that.
They didn't throw a flag on that, and they should have, because that was on the call for.
Well, whenever we play,
we can't catch a break. Hopefully something happens when we get our guys back. I don't know about Kittle or Jimmy or anything like that, because I'm tired of Nick Mullins. I'm telling you.
They're not going to be back unless they can win some games between now and week 15, and then they'd come back for a warm-up game for the playoffs.
I'm praying. I'll be on my knees praying, but until then, I'm just.
Wear knee pads. You're going to be down there for a long time, Sherrod. Because with this team, I don't know. Mostert's going to be back, but I don't know. With that high ankle sprain, it's probably not going to allow him to stay out there too long.
No.
Debo, it seems like he's a magnet for injury this year.
I think they just should let them all rest up for next year and don't bring them back right now. Just rest up for next year.
Well,
let the other rookies play the rest of the season and get ready for 2021, because this season just sucks.
Because, Sharon, there's no fans in the stands. You got a good point, actually.
I think that's another part of it, I think.
Yeah.
It's the fans, because they feed off the fans. And I think we should have been able to have some fans. All the other cities then got fans. I mean, just because they're a red state, big deal. How come we can have a certain amount of fans?
Here's the thing.
That's not right.
But I was thinking, since there's no fans in the stands, people are not paying premium prices to get into the game. We don't have to play the starters.
They lose a lot of money. Right.
Yeah.
And they got to be losing a lot of money and a lot of tickets. I mean, it's like
concession.
They should have certain
the parking lot.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, businesses in the area.
16 or 1,500 people, maybe, or maybe less than that. But I mean, come on.
It's a huge impact against the economy.
I think that's another problem. I think that's a problem with the 49ers. They're used to their fans behind them.
Well, So are the Saints, and so are the Hawks. But it is what it is. Everybody's
I'm just glad the Seahawks lost last week.
And they got away yesterday, though.
Yeah, they did. They did.
They escaped, but they were good at that. But the Hawks don't concern me. The Hawks are a team that's slowly deteriorating.
Russell Wilson is MVP. I'm so tired of that.
He goes 3 weeks of just awful football. He's still MVP. You know what? No, he's not. This goes to Patrick Mahomes, and I'm not a Chiefs fan, but this definitely goes to Patrick Mahomes, and Russell Wilson's not involved in that conversation. Yeah.
I just can't wait to play the Cowgirls because I want to shut my brother's mouth up so bad. I'm tired of hearing their mouth.
Depends on who's playing for us. Don't say too much, Sharon. You know
exactly.
What? I don't know who's playing. Yeah, what's that day? And they did a good job.
I'm just going to say nothing.
Yeah, because they did a good job last week against somebody. They almost won a game. Oh, against the Steelers. Yeah, they look pretty good.
Yeah, they almost did. Yeah.
So.
It's so funny because my little nephew, he's a Steelers fan, and I said, "Say what?" And he said, "You know."
Oh, God. Cheryl, I'll see you Sunday, okay? I think we'll come back and see what's happening.
Right,
It'll be fun to discuss.
Have a good night.
All right. You too. Night, Cheryl.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. I see Barack O'Neill, big show as COVID of the... Never mind. Oh, God. The Hawks get a game, and all of a sudden now, here comes Smiley. See what I mean? They're just a bunch of weird... I'll leave it at that. Hey, Dion!
Ronbo, what's going on, brother?
Ah, dear. I'm looking at this year, and then I look at next year. You know, I don't know which one to worry about the most, this year or next year. You know, because this year is pretty much over. Next year, it looks like it's over too. As far as personnel signings go, we're going to be talking about that all season long. Who stays and who goes? Who's coming in? Who can help? Who can keep the potency where it is? Because, you're talking about the best team, assembly-wise, in the NFL this past season. But they were never available. And next year, not only will they not be available, they're going to be other places. It's a scary thing. But, what are you thinking?
Man, we got some problems because we got what? I think anywhere between 25 to 30 free agents next year. We literally have no cornerback signed through next year, like not one.
Mm-hmm.
So we would literally have to either draft or deal with the people on the practice squad, and God knows nobody wants Brian Allen back on the field.
Oh, no. I think he left already, period.
So,
he's not in the vicinity.
And I think he's gone already.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, Takk Mckinley failed his physical. So everybody got all hype, and I was like, well,
I don't know why I was surprised.
I never got hype on him because I was like waiting. I'm like, if he failed that physical before, let me see if he passes this one.
Right.
And he didn't. And then, of course, this year we have no availability with anybody. I guess now I'm hearing Ben Garland's possibly out for pretty much the rest of the year.
Unless they go to the playoffs.
We put Grasu on the COVID-19 list. Then we put Trent Williams and Brandon Aiyuk. Like, what the hell are we doing?
COVID.
Like, this is not making sense. Like, why are these people going on the damn COVID list? It's a bye week. Tell me all these people don't know how to quarantine, sit their ass down some damn where? Like, it doesn't make sense.
It's Eric's fault.
When you mean to tell me you're coming out of this bye week and you're telling yourself, Kyle Shanahan, we're going to make a run at the playoffs? You just put your left tackle, your number 2 receiver, and your supposed starting center on the damn COVID list. Where are you going? Because we ain't going to the playoffs with Tom Compton at guard, I can tell you that.
Man.
Daniel Brunskill can't call out a protection to save his life. And we have a highly overpaid waste of space in a Weston Richburg sitting on the bench doing nothing.
Nobody even talks about him.
He should be back by now. Nobody even talks about the guy. He should be, like, the reporters don't even ask about him. That much of an afterthought. Yeah, so to me, I'm like, you should be asking, where is Weston Richburg?
And he should at least tell us about it. Because you got to know the public wants to know. Yeah.
Exactly. What's the status on Ronald Blair? What is he doing? We've heard nothing. You guys have been out all year long. Get up and get on the field. I'm sorry. You got to. There's no more time for this waiting around and, we don't want to rush guys back. You've had all season long. Get on the field. Do your job. Earn your money. You don't get paid to sit on the sidelines. I'm sorry. I'm getting really tired with this team and injured players.
Let me ask you this question, though, D. Could it be that Shanahan told Sherm, Richburg, Ford, that they may as well rest up? You guys, we want to make sure you guys are marked. We're going to move your contract next year. That's almost guaranteed. It's nothing personal. It's the nature of the business. We're not even talking about Richburg and Ford anymore.
You're not going to move forward, and you can't move forward or Richburg because neither one of them are on the field enough.
I know.
If you move them, somebody's going to want them to take a pay cut. Nobody's going to pay Western Richburg the money we're paying them because we were stupid enough to go ahead and pay him all that bread, and he's never available. Same thing with D Ford. D Ford was only available the last in his contract year. Why? Because he wanted to get paid, and we like the dummies paid him.
Remember, he was Plan B. We were going for OBJ, couldn't get him. Went and got D Ford.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, we have this infatuation with injured players, and it's very shades of the ilk of the worst GM in the world, Trent Baalke, and I don't like it. I don't understand. We got $80.8 million on IR, and these dudes ain't earning a dime. You're not earning any money. Sherm, you've been sitting down this whole time because they tried to shop you. You're your own agent, so you probably were looking like, nope, I don't like that trade. Nope, I don't like that trade. Nope, I don't like that trade. And it's nothing against Sherm because I like him, but this is just, we can't have this. At the end of the day, Shanahan needs to swallow his pride, whatever issue he has with Hronis Grasu, get it over with. Put the line back the way it was. Stop messing with it. The more you mess with it, the less of a chance we have to go to the playoffs. I guarantee you we will not make the playoffs with Daniel Brunskill as center, and we keep moving in and out Colton McKivitz and Tom Compton. It's not going to work. You have to have – if he wants that continuity he was talking about, you know what you do? You put Debo, Aiyuk, and KB on the field. You go ahead and you put Jordan Reed at tight end. When you need to block, you throw Ross Dwelly in. And anytime you are running Takk Mckinley, you put Juice in front of him to block because he can't move. He doesn't move fast enough. If Raheem Mostert is healthy, play him. Jeff Wilson Jr. is healthy, play him. Barry McKinnon on the bench. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is like, you can't keep doing this and think you're going to make the play. You're not going to make a run.
I think he evaluates and makes those decisions during the course of the week during practice. Well, this week's, but D, we got to go.
That's right.
Excellent points as per usual. Let me see you Sunday.
All right, brother. Appreciate the platform. Appreciate what you do. Nothing but love to you, Ronbo. Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful evening.
You too,
everybody, keep calling in, man, and give more advice. Because we all need prayers right now. Because with the way that this coach is running things, we about to go crazy. Have a good evening.
There he is. He's Niner Gang Podcast, and as you can see, get at him. Niner in 9 ER Gang Podcast. That's D. That's D on. Niner Bot says we have Bosa next year. We have hope. Yeah, but Nixon needs some help out there, and it's not going to be D Ford. Thank you, Mr. Mahomeboy. I don't need to read it because it's nothing but Jordan Jones, off work early. Best place to be is right here. Thanks, Jordan. Hey, because we get together because at this time support each other in what was going to be a team that was going to blow teams away, and instead, the injury bug landed upon Santa Clara and just took out an entire unit. Hey, Jay.
What's up, Ronbo?
Oh, Jay, man. Looking at the COVID-19 situation, Takk McKinley came in and I don't know why I expected Takk to make it. For some reason, I was thinking that maybe they had too of a standard going on in Cincinnati, and they just got rid of, say, Takk, you can't play here, man. So he comes to the Bay Area. We got Takk. See if we can heal up and help carry Hyder out. No, get out, Takk. You got to heal up first. And if that ain't bad enough, you look at our situation next year. We got some blue chip players. You have to keep Fred Warner. You have to keep Trent Williams. You have to keep K'Wan Williams. Every year about this same time. And then I thought he was gold bricking because he didn't feel like working out during the preseason. No, he really has these problems. God.
Because they didn't want to tell we messed up. We picked
on that
him up.
deal.
For one, so they should have let him play out his deal. Because, when we got him, he still had 1 year, correct?
D. Ford?
D. Ford. Yeah.
I don't know. All I know is Kansas City made that deal with the 49ers. 49ers were first interested in OBJ, and the Giants.
Right, because he would have been.
Yeah, the Giants went to
He
Cleveland
would
with
have
that.
been a free agent.
Yeah, we were going for him.
Right.
And then as soon as that deal fell through, got right on the phone, Kansas City. All right, we'll take D. Ford. Oh,
I know,
bad
but I'm
move.
saying he wasn't a free agent when he got traded to us, correct? So he had 1 year on his deal, correct?
I don't know what his. Yeah, I guess. 'Cause otherwise, they couldn't trade him.
Yeah, then we turned around and gave him that massive contract before he even snapped the ball for us. So
I think you're right. That was his last year. And
right.
Yeah.
So why would we? That's what I'm saying. We always slapping these big contracts off of somebody who's off of what they did on a previous team. No, you got to prove yourself on this team. Because then that's how you get them to play. Because if he ain't balling, we didn't have to pay him.
Yeah.
He could have been a free agency. He wouldn't have been on his team. You know what I'm saying? He can't stay on the field. And then I did a little research on Mike McGlinchey.
Is he a vegan?
He is just so he played at both sides on at Notre Dame. He played at the left and the right tackle.
Yeah.
Okay. He was known for run blocking only. They say his pass blocking was terrible in college. So that being said, I watched it on PFF about his grade before he got drafted from us. So,
but you know,
they
Shanahan
should never drafted
but
him
Jay,
if he came.
But Jay, you know, Shanahan. What was really important to Shanahan, it weighs heavy. He wants his run game. People think it's all about Jimmy G. He doesn't trust Jimmy. No. Shanahan insists on having a run game. That's why you got to be athletic.
He does, but at the same time,
no. Let me just finish because we're agreeing. We're agreeing. He wants you light and athletic, but what that makes for is a potential to be a poor pass protector. And that's what you got in Mike McGlinchey. He can do one, but he can't do both.
Right, exactly. But I'm saying, in this day and age, you can't just have a run blocking tackle because at the end of the day, you're gonna have to throw the ball a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to throw the ball sometime, and you can't have no. You know what I'm saying? That's what I said. You gotta have both.
Turnstile.
You gotta have a tackle that can do both. You know what I'm saying? He don't have to be great. He don't have to be
Trent
great
Williams.
in both of them.
Yeah, it's hard to find a Trent Williams. They're either good at one or the other. Although the guy that played guard next to him, forget his name, he was a bad dude. He can do both.
Right. So you can get them, and I don't know. I think it's not in Mike McGlinchey to be a pass blocking tackle.
It's not his thing.
He should have learned it already.
Yeah, he can improve, but he'll never be good at it. But he can run block. Now Mike will get you downfield. Mike will run all the way. He'll lead a running back all the way down the field like he did most of it against the Raiders.
He's great at that, but we need him to do both though. If you're gonna be in the NFL, you gotta know how to do both. That's just you know what I'm saying. That's just the bottom line. You're getting paid millions and millions of dollars, and we don't need no. We need you to do both. We need you to look at Jimmy. He's hurt.
He's not the only guy. We got some other guys on this team. Now, I'm not sure. Kowalski is probably on his way out the door.
Yeah, he's gone.
And
he's gone.
I'm worried about K'Wan Williams. We got to have him. His contract expires. There's so many names you look down the list that are expiring this year that it really worrisome to see how are they going to fix this.
I got faith in John Lynch. He's gonna do what's right. I think he's gonna figure out how to get rid of D4 in his little contract or whatever. Might take the bullet and take the penalty on, releasing him.
No, I think his contract was front loaded. I don't think there's a big problem with D4 getting rid of him, but you need to get somebody to replace him.
Good.
This is why they were looking at Takk. Kerry Hyder's looking good. Somebody's got to be playing opposite Nick. We'll find out.
Right, but they probably gonna draft one. They go probably draft one. You know what I'm saying? They go probably. Yeah. But I know one thing: we don't need to draft a wide receiver.
Yeah.
We need
finally. Jay, we got to go though. Let me see you Sunday.
Sir. Thank you, Ronbo.
Thank you, fam.
All right, appreciate you, Ronbo.
You too. Night. Yeah, Jay was a good point. We don't need to really draft a wide receiver, but what if for some far-fetched? I mean, what if Jalen Hurd came back and was ready? Do you know that that would be, man. he can't. I don't think. All right, we'll see. Area code is 209.
Hello?
Yes, hello. And what is your name?
Oh, Steven Hernandez.
Did you say Steven Hernandez or Steven Mendez?
Yes.
Hi,
no, Steven Hernandez.
Steven Hernandez.
So,
all right. Hey, Steve.
I've got a lot to say. My bad.
All right, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just trying to get your name down because we always make sure when next time you call, we know it's you, so we don't have to ask who it is. So yeah. Hey, Steven, go ahead, man. Welcome to the program. Yeah, because we're sitting here like looking at the doom and gloom of being a 49er fan right now. It's like it's sunny all around us, but the rain cloud is just following us around. You know what I mean? Like if we don't lose a player on the field, COVID-19 takes him out. What's up with that, right? And then as you look forward, going into next year, we got some huge problems. It's too early to worry about it, but it's hard not to. You know what I'm saying? Well, what are you thinking?
No, I get you. And this is what bugs me because, I'm hearing we're all talking about currently right now, we're talking about Weston Richburg, we're talking about D Ford, Takk McKinley. Now, hear me out on this. D Ford, he's not going to be a thing for the Niners anymore. Once they had figured out that he was already injured and he was on his way out, John Lynch is going to figure out a way to just kind of, it's time for you to leave. Same thing with Weston Richburg. We are, just like everyone has said previously before me, we are wasting so much money on him. And only him compared to Jimmy G and everyone else. Don't get me wrong. I love Jimmy G. I love the fact that, last year's Super Bowl, if you actually looked at how he played, he seemed a little shook up around the third quarter. But on the fourth quarter, when we really needed him, he had the Tom Brady glare. The one where it's like, okay, now it's time for me to assume captain position and take care of business. He's got it. He's got the potential. Kyle Shanahan sees that potential, and I'm pretty sure everyone does. But he just hasn't produced the numbers because of his injury. And it's the same exact leg, if I'm not mistaken, that he tore his ACL in when we first got him.
No, it's the opposite. Granted, it's the opposite, which is just as bad, though, because if he's favoring in that knee and the other foot has got a banged up ankle, guy, I'm amazed that he's even out there. But he ain't getting no credit for that. All they know is you're getting paid $27 million, dude. You better produce. So, he's in a rock and a hard place situation.
Yeah, I think a lot of players are between a rock and a hard place. In my honest opinion, I was thinking about it because I know that we're going to have a lot of free agents coming out. And, me and my buddies, we always gather together every Sunday night, after every game. And I'm always getting, pounded because one of them is a Steelers fan. And I'm like, listen, man. Yeah, I know.
He's been quiet for years. Man, this is his year.
Yeah, this is their year for sure. It's crazy. But what I've noticed is that we have a good, decent amount of talent in the practice squad. Like, look at JaMychal Hasty when we signed him. His first game, guy went off. He just ran through everybody. And when I saw him run, I thought, holy crap. That's basically our, not, just just off of his run game, his run style, it was very similar to Marshawn Lynch when he was very young, college days, I might even add. And I had a lot of faith in him, and I still do. Takk McKinley, just like I believe the last caller, if not the last caller, but the caller before, Dion.
Yeah,
he's right. You know, he can't move. He's good at a straight line run. If you see him on a straight line, you're never catching him. He's gone.
Right.
Goodbye.
You know, you can't catch him now. He lost a step since year before last. I think that injury to the knee, I don't know if it's career ending. Remember Dalvin Cook when he got hurt? He came back slow. It takes a year, over a year to get better. I mean, back to what you may have been. Jason Verrett, same thing. That dude is moving 22 miles an hour on the field now. He couldn't do that last year.
I remember when I heard the name Jason Verrett last year, I'm not going to lie to you. I kind of dreaded it. I dreaded it. I was like, oh, no.
You knew he was going to get hurt.
This year, he's put up so much numbers, and I'm like, you know what? I take back everything I've ever said about him just because of how well he's doing. Now, granted, he was being, helped out by Sherman, just being on the line and getting tired. That's one thing that Sherman's good for. But to see him on the field now, I love the guy to death. I hated him when he was with Seattle. I love him here.
We all did.
I think I could go with everyone.
Yeah.
But, I don't see him coming back next year.
Sherm?
It's a tough call. And same thing with Jimmy. As much as everyone's like, Jimmy is great, and then half the fan base is like, Jimmy's not that great. He, at best, when he's on it every dime for the dime. But when he's not on it, he throws to players that are in heavy traffic and get injured, like Kittle. He injured Kittle twice this season. Took him out twice by throwing him into heavy traffic.
Yeah.
And then, he doesn't look at the open field, and that hurts us deeply.
And
he's got
and what's kind of sad about that? Jimmy got to the point he doesn't trust certain receivers. You can tell when he's looking at, he sees those guys, but he doesn't trust them. Because I've seen him do that once. You see him look at him. He saw him. Why he didn't go to him? And I says, he's had enough drops this year that now he's going to go to Kittle probably 70% of the time. They all do. But now he's got Aiyuk. He's got Debo. I think he was trying to find them a little more before he went down. But before that, Jimmy had about two guys he trusted. Remember when Emmanuel Sanders came? It was all about Sanders and Kittle. So that's another thing. Jimmy is like Kyle. Kyle's been trying to build wide receivers for years. He finally got a group now. This is why I'm kind of curious to see what Jimmy looks like next year. You got blue chip receivers out there now to help Kittle out. Go to them. Yeah. And Kendrick Bourne is improving. I'm not sure. Kendrick, does he stay that way is the only thing that worries me about him. Because Kendrick will do like 5 games, and there's nobody in the NFL better than Kendrick. And then 2 games in a row, Kendrick, you drop? Oh, my God. So.
Yeah, it's simple passes. It's like direct to the chest passes, and he'll drop them. I'm like, how?
Steve, we got to go, fam. Hey, Steve, let me see you Sunday if you get a chance. Great to meet you, too.
Yeah, great to meet you, too, Ronbo. Can I get a 49er shot?
Yes. And tell your Steelers fan, this is for him, too, when you see him. A Niners! Steve, you know what, though? You haven't suffered until you got a Raider fan in your family. Oh, man. Walking around with that silver and black on.
Half my family's Raiders, half the Niners.
That's cool. That'll work. At least you guys got equal armies. All right, Steve.
Yeah.
Have a good night, fam.
You too, man. You take care. Have a great weekend. I'll see you Sunday.
Thank you. You too. Bye. Hey, Rousseau.
What's up, Ronbo?
Oh, I was wondering who's that voice. Rousseau, long time no hear from you, fam. How you doing?
Good. Sorry, I was texting in the chat.
All right. Well, Rousseau, man, I know you've got a lot of perspective on the current dilemma we're in and how this season of great expectation burnt to the ground before week 8. What's up with next year, Russo? You know what the worst about that? The thing that I think is my anxiety is being driven by the fact that this was a season the 49ers were just going to mop the floor with the rest of the NFL. And what do? They lose everybody. And we go into next year, Russo, we're going to be a lot less potent personnel-wise. What are you thinking here?
Well, if you remember, the last time I called into your show was a couple days before the Rams game this year, and I told you that we were going to beat them, and everybody just thought I was full of shit, and I was just acting like they were going to win, and I told you we were going to control the ball, control the line of scrimmage, dominate the time of possession, and that's exactly what they did.
Poor Rams.
And we've been getting more and more hurt, and things have been falling apart, and I've been telling people, look, we're just injured. We're not going to win. We're just not going to win.
And you're right.
Right? So this is what I'm looking at. Like, if Debo, Mostert, Coleman, Sherman all come back week 12. Trent Williams, Brandon Aiyuk, Eric Armstead, Javon Kinlaw, Kendrick Bourne all get cleared through the COVID protocols in the next 9 days. I absolutely 100% think that we can go in and beat the Rams again. And I'm looking at them. They just lost Andre Whitworth, their left tackle. He's not going to be playing. He's out for the Bucs game. He's out for our game.
Meat. Okay.
So I've already given you like 4 ifs. If all these guys come back, we'll see what happens in the next 9 to 10 days. I 100% think that we're going to go in and win that game. I understand we won't have Jimmy, and Jimmy's the one that's 3-0 versus the Rams, and not having him is big.
Yeah.
But Nick Mullins has had pretty much nothing to work with in every single one of his starts. It's like maybe he'll have Debo, or maybe he'll have Aiyuk, maybe he'll have Kittle, maybe he'll have Mostert. But all these guys, it's like 3 or 4 of them are out every single time.
Every time.
And
he's got to have Mostert, though. If he's got Mostert, I agree. He should be fine because he's got all those other guys you're talking about.
We'll
it's JJ. Go ahead.
We'll see about that. So if all these guys that I just mentioned come back, which I give them all a very good chance because there's another 9-10 days, I think that we can beat the Rams. That's a whole different thing. That's not even really what I wanted to talk about. What I wanted to talk about is what's going on with Jimmy Garoppolo, and everybody, like, it just blows my mind how quick our fan base is to turn their back on a guy who just went 13-3, went to the Super Bowl, was 19 of 22 going into the fourth quarter, was basically had the game won up 10. Kyle Shanahan stopped running the ball, okay? The refs didn't give us a single call, and Patrick Mahomes took over at the end, all right? So there's a lot of different things I can point to, and it's really hard for me to put the blame on Jimmy when if he wins that Super Bowl and then this year goes the way it went, like, hey, everyone's like, you know what, at least we won last year. We'll get back together. We'll turn it around. But it's like everyone just is ready to write off Jimmy, and they're complaining about his contract. But this is the thing that people don't understand. In 2017, Lynch, Shanahan, and Parra got together, and they were trying to beat the market. And they were like, look, let's give this guy $26, $27 million a year. We'll spread it out over the 5 years. And what we're projecting is in 2020, 21, 22, this is going to be a very team-friendly contract. It's going to be well below market value. If we let him play out another year and then we try to pay him, he's going to have all this leverage. He's going to drive the price up, right? So if you look at his contract right now, $27 million, he's the 5th highest paid quarterback in the league. Yeah, it kind of doesn't look so good here and there. Well, guess what? You move it to next year, all of a sudden he drops down to like the 12th or 13th highest quarterback in the league. And all these other guys, Matt Ryan, Kirk Cousins, like, I mean, I could pull up the list here. The list goes on and on. I'm looking at Dak Prescott, Russell Wilson, Jared Goff, Phillip Rivers, Tom Brady, Big Ben, Drew Brees, Ryan Tannehill, Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins, Alex Smith. These are all guys who are going to be getting paid more than Jimmy Garoppolo in 2021.
Yep.
All right, so all of a sudden he has a very, very,
and
very
you didn't mention Patrick Mahomes, who's getting paid more than God. I mean, that
exactly. And that,
my God, that's a lot of money.
And people are like, how did the Chiefs pay all these guys all this money and they have all this cap space? Look at the contract. They pushed all the money back 2 years down the line to where it starts. Like they're not going to be able to roster a team in 2022. But right now, the way that they set up the contract,
they
it makes
get
a ton
other players.
Of sense.
And their Super Bowl window continues to be open for a couple of more years. Exactly.
So, I mean, you guys need to really give Jimmy a break because I get like the whole injury-prone argument. So maybe that is the one thing that I can listen to what you have to say. But when people are pointing to his on-the-field play, the guy's a 70% completion. The guy is a wizard on third down.
Right.
You'll see 8, 9, 10 different guys with a reception in any given game.
Right.
His completion percentage of passes 20 yards down the field and further is top 3 in the NFL.
Right.
The guy does nothing but win games, and when he doesn't play, we lose.
Yep.
I don't care what the reason is.
It's
just
almost
lose.
automatic. Yeah. So that's why I say people give everybody credit when we win, except for Jimmy. But when we lose, it's all Jimmy's fault. I said, come on, man, that ain't. I never did agree with that. I still do. That's not right.
It completely blows my mind, and I'll never understand it. Yeah. And then just one more thing I wanted to throw in, as far as Richburg and D Ford and guys like that, to say that they don't want to play and why are they not playing? Dude's coming off a torn patella tendon. You'd be lucky if the guy plays another snap again in his career. And D Ford, they're saying he has a possible career-threatening neck injury.
Yeah.
You expect these. I understand what they're getting paid, and it pisses me off that we can't field a more competitive roster because of what they're getting paid. But they're actually really good contracts, and it's just really unfortunate that these guys had these.
You know what? We got to go, but I got to tell you, I've already suggested they retire. I know they're not coming back. I knew they weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What they can do is they can make them
killed. Yeah.
They can make them both a post June 1st cut next year, and it saves them a ton of money. So if you really look at the details of their contract, that's the route they need to go.
There you go.
So there is a way out of it.
Good stuff, Russo. I love the way you shed the light. The things you said about Jimmy, I've been knowing all along as far as his percentages and things like that. I don't know why, and every quarterback in the NFL makes mistakes, but Jimmy's seem to really echo through this community like nobody else makes mistakes ever. Come on, man. That's okay. Anyway, we'll see you next time. So next time you get a chance, I know you're a busy guy. All right, guy. Thanks, Russo.
All right, have a good night. Thank you for taking the call.
Always my pleasure. Night. And as Rebel D says, thank you. Jimmy is good. another Jimmy fan. All right. There's a few of us out here. Emilio.
What's happening?
Emilio, man, it's a night for four. If we win next week, we won't even be talking like this anymore. But right now, it's scary to be a 49er fan. We're looking at a team that's going to – Emilio,
hold on.
we're
Why
going to lose
is it scary to be a Niner fan?
Because we're going to lose some more players next week. You already know it.
Hey, Ronbo. Ronbo, at the end of the day, man, I already told you how I feel about the team. It's a watch. It is what it is. I'm a Niner regardless. I told you before, we actually don't suck. This is just bad crap happening to us.
Bad. I mean, real bad. If they're not getting hurt, COVID comes and gets them. I said, oh no, what?
I'm starting to think that was bogus. I'm like, really, COVID again? I said, come on, man. And the same players over and over, but
And they pick them off. They don't pick them all off in one day, Emilio. They go stagger it down. Wednesday, you go lose this dude, and Thursday, we go take 2 more off. And then the next week, and 49ers we ain't through yet. Next week, our trace and contact. Coach Shanahan is going to be on the list. I said, hey, I'm joking, but watch.
I'm waiting for a coach to be on there. I was like, when are we going to have a coach on there? We can put money on that one. When are we going to get a coach on there?
All I'm going to do is laugh, because I'm going to say, you know what? I knew it. Boy, God. Jesus.
No, hey, I listened to Niner Mike earlier, and I'm laughing. I'm like, dude, you're not the first guy they told you were a Niner fan. Remember me when they were telling me I wasn't a Niner fan?
You used to get hit pretty hard.
I was one of the first ones. You're not a real Niner fan. You always come on here and talk to team stuff. I said, dude, you can voice your opinion. We all do it. Yes. It's either you take it or you don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I've rooted for the team. Like I said it sucks. And you have to accept it. Who cares what people think? But you're a Niner fan. Who cares?
And the nice thing about you, Bill, you've been accurate. When the team was sucking, you called it, and they did. And now I don't know. This team doesn't. You know, it's a funny deal because the team doesn't really suck personnel-wise. They are one of the best in the NFL. But they ain't home.
That's how I feel. It doesn't suck. It's just because we have injuries, and it just sucks. We're not winning them. And sometimes we get so close, like the Saints game. And what happens? Throwing interceptions, muff punts. Stuff like that happens. You can't avoid it. It's football. Sometimes it goes your way. Sometimes it doesn't. It is what it is. Stuff like that has to get accepted.
It's tough, and I can't imagine being a coach. And comes Richie James runs back to the sideline. Richie, you had to drop that ball right on the 10-yard line. All right, that's all right. Go ahead, Coach. What you talking about? I'm just saying, man. You know, I know I'd mumble enough to get in trouble with the players. Damn, we was in that game. We was gonna beat the Saints without a frontline players. No.
Trust me, I was going crazy. I said, oh, damn. I said, we was really upset the damn Saints and knowing we don't like them. I said, God.
Donating the game.
That was just great for us.
And Contavious Street, the NFL knew they was wrong. Emilio, they knew they was wrong. No fine on Contavious. Our bad. Your bad. You know we had them. If we could have got that as a 4th down situation, you clowns, 15 yards. Oh, man.
We've always had the short end of the stick in terms of that, especially when it comes to Drew. This happened before. So we were like, when it comes to Breeze and us in the Niners, we always get the short end of the stick with that. I don't know why.
Yep. Can't play in there.
But it just that just seems just to happen.
Clink, same way to Clink, Emilio. Same way to Clink. Did you see that bogus call yesterday? One of the Rams offense, the Hawks offensive, some guy was moving. I think it was the tight end. He's just doing the dance. He's boogieing. I'm talking about moving too, and they did not even see it. I said, what are you talking about? Of course he's moving. Where's the flag? No flag. Okay. That's fine. Y'all go, okay. There needs to be an investigation on what's going on with that. I'm sick of the Hawks getting away with absolute murder in the Clink. Every game there's some outrageously missed call or bad call. They know.
I'm trying to really believe it. Actually, you know what? We are one of the most hated teams in the NFL. It's not nothing new.
Yeah.
You know, everybody, most of us should already know by that. Niners is one of the most hated teams in the NFL.
It's just tiresome.
We have one of the biggest fan bases, but yeah, we're literally one of the most hated teams.
That's right. So when we win, it's special.
The other thing with the whole Jimmy thing, because you know how some of us fans don't like him and Nathan pieces. Our thing is we're spoiled, and it's thanks to Joe. So we went through the same thing with Steve Young. Get this guy out of here. He's not great. He can't throw the ball. He's always looking around. So it's happened before.
Yeah.
A lot of us have forgotten that we didn't like Steve Young when he was taking over. Everybody
he got booed out loud in the stands. It was terrible.
Yeah. He went. What did he go? 1 year he went 4-12 or whatever it was. And everybody wanted him out of there. And all of a sudden, he became a Hall of Famer. This great
I know, right?
You know, it's just thanks to Joe, we're really spoiled. We're spoiled.
And you know, we got to go, fam, and that will never change. This is why Raiders same way. Their fans are still loyal though, even though Kenny Stabler and all them winning things he used to do with the Raiders. The Raiders was actually badass at one point. I ain't gonna lie, they was, but now. You know,
we've done it to more. We've done it to most of quarterbacks. We did it to Garcia. We've done it to Alex Smith. We've done it to Kaepernick. So it's not nothing new. But like I said, thanks to Joe, we're like this.
Standard.
And I understand why, but
it is what it is.
He's gonna work out or he's not.
I know, and it's gonna be. You always got to be compared. I mean, let me see you Sunday, fam.
All right.
All right.
All right, Ronbo.
All right. Night, Emilio.
Good night.
And it's Patrick Mahomes talking his regular drivel that drips off his face. God, the guy's such a... Hey, Elliot!
Ronbo. Man, I've been sitting and I'm just waiting and
I know
whatever
somebody said
in the
something
wings. You know what
about
I'm
Notre
saying?
Dame's
Listen,
tiny tackle. Go ahead, E.
all right, so Ronbo, I'm gonna start off with this. Starting off with Niner Mike. I know his man told him everything that I probably said and everybody else. I just want to say this. I'm not questioning Niner Mike's love for the Niners. His name is Niner Mike. Forget about it.
Yeah.
So you know what that means? It don't matter what y'all talking about the Niners. It's forget about it because he is a Niner fan through and through. So no, I am definitely not. I was the first person who got on the phone with you after that. All I was trying to say is, Mike, good night. Forget about it. That stuff you talking about with this goddamn I'm sorry. Let me I'm gonna change that word. With this whole situation about Jimmy Garoppolo, and I get it. Hey, if he's not this, that, and the third, listen, you have to understand one thing. So the person who told him this, I hope he's online. Make sure you tell him this. The Niners chose Garoppolo first, okay? This is who we chose first. This is who we paid our money to because this is who we believed in first, all right? Ain't nobody believe in Mostert. That wasn't our guy. He was a backup. Nobody else on the team. So all I'm saying is this. Listen, we chose Garoppolo first. This is why we paid him the money. But at the end of the day, when you looked at those games, the Niners did the right thing. They let Mostert do what he should do because the running game, it was the strongest part of our game. Now, should he get paid all this money? Absolutely. Why in this pat from now on? No. You know what I'm saying? No, you don't pay him all this money. But this is who we chose first. So that's what people got to understand. Stop with the Garoppolo contract stuff. We chose Garoppolo. This was our guy. This is who we believed in. This is what we wanted to do. But at the end of the day, what we learned is it was a different scenario. And we did what was best for our team. We're not supposed to keep giving him passes just because we paid this guy all this X amount of money. Listen, Garoppolo ain't been hurt, been healthy 1 year since he's been on our team.
Well, last year.
1 year. 1 year.
But look
the
what
other
happened.
year, he
look
was
what
hurt.
happened in that 1 year.
Yeah. Exactly. He was hurt after 3 games. After that, he was hurt this year. If nobody ever had a high ankle sprain, then you obviously don't know the repercussions of what a high ankle sprain, how serious a high ankle. You cannot bring nobody back 3 weeks into the league, not this league, after a high ankle sprain. So that's that part. So I'm gonna leave. I'm done with that. I'm done with that. Niner Mike, that's my guy. Forget about it. That's my guy. He all right. I don't question his loyalty. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I just feel like because I was the person after that, I had to.
You might have been misunderstood.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree.
Yeah. You know, just a misunderstanding, man. Or somebody told you wrong. Whatever it was. I believe in you, and I'm with this. I'm with you. The Niners, forget about it. We Niner fans all the way through. It don't even matter. But at the end of the day, you can't get mad at Garoppolo because of his contract.
Well, hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Take it another step to compare. Is Jared Goff getting paid what he should be getting paid?
No, it's so many quarterbacks in this league that's not getting getting paid what they shouldn't be getting paid. It's ridiculous.
How about Matt Stafford? And on a for real,
did
Aaron Rodgers really need to get a raise? You know, there's something. If you look around the league, Jimmy is not on an island when it comes to getting paid maybe two more than they should. A quarterback's job is tough. And that's why they get paid the bucks
at the end
do.
At the end of the day, you do know this. A quarterback is never a quarterback without the offensive line.
Amen.
There's never a great quarterback without the offensive line. And we've been tinkering with the offensive line for the last few years. So that's one thing. So just to quickly get back on the subject of what we're talking about tonight. So we passed that. Niner Mike, you my guy. Don't think no different. I don't care what nobody tell you. But
give me 1 minute's worth. Go ahead.
Okay, I will bring back Sherman. We need to. Our first draft pick should be a cornerback. We need somebody to teach. We need somebody who can show him how to get down and allow Sherman, because he's going to go to some other teams that's probably going to pay him the same amount of money for a year or two anyway. They're not paying him no 4 or 5 years. Yeah, so there you go there. I would bring back Jimmy Garoppolo for the simple fact that we're probably going to lose all of our quarterbacks this year. After this year, we're probably going to lose all of our – Mullet's not coming back. Beathard, if somebody pay him and want to get him, show him the money, he out of here. But you come back? Why would you come back? So you do that, and then I don't believe in no rookie. I don't believe in no rookie.
No, I don't agree with that. People got to realize. Okay, last but least, go ahead, because we got to go.
Okay, I just want you to ask me the question that you think that's most important. Forget all the other stuff, man. Talk to me and tell me what you think is most important.
Sunday, I'm going to have it ready for you because we're out of time now. We're way over time now. Mm-hmm. See, but think about, you got to make some sacrifices, and that's the ones you want to make. Tell me who you're talking about next week, Kwaski, K1, some of the guys that are really star players that we may have difficulty in paying, Jason Verrett. I mean, these guys, if you're not bringing Sherman back, you got to bring Verrett back. But don't do it now, though, because we're out of time. But let me see you Sunday, all right? And give my best little
I will see. He right here. He right here. I'm glad you said it. Go ahead. Talk to him, brother.
What's up, Ronbo?
Hey, Tyel. You doing all right?
All I want to say is 49ers for life.
There you
that's
go.
all he gonna ever say.
I like that motto.
That's all he gonna ever say, and that's what we gonna stick. That's what we gonna stick it to, man. So everybody have a good night, man. Enjoy, and you know what? I'm just enjoying watching my Niners, whether we win, lose, or draw, man.
I know, right?
I'm just enjoying watching my Niners, man, because I love my Niners that much.
There you go.
All right, yeah, it's a football. Ain't no football season without us. So let's just enjoy that, man, and we'll see whatever happens. All right,
Vip. See y'all Sunday.
Much love to you, man. Stay safe out there, boy. And I'll talk to you Sunday, right?
Looking forward. All right, Elliot. Night, y'all.
All right, my guy.
And Nightbot says, are we going to resign Juice, Fred, and Trent? Nightbot, okay, anybody that doesn't understand, the 49ers have this math figured out. That's why when you sign these guys, you sign them for what you do and you set it up. Jimmy G is not going to affect the main guys they want to keep. So this is not a comparison you need to be concerned with. They're not going to keep Jimmy and get rid of that guy or this guy. Jimmy's contract is here, and then the money allocated for everybody else is here. It's all, that's not not about, don't confuse yourself. No, he'll still sign those guys. Pick Mullins and take Pick Mullins and fake call in fans with you. This is the Sam Darnold era. I'm guaranteeing that's not going to happen. Guaranteed. Be him.
Rum Beezy. I've been trying to holler at you, my boy.
Hey, be ham, come on in and holler.
How's it going?
It's terrible. I'm going to tell you the truth. It's just terrible, man. If I see one more dude go to COVID, high ankle sprain, what else did we have a habit of getting?
Hey, listen. Listen, man. I'm about ready. I'm about ready to take the Niners out off of my phone, because every time it light up with something,
it's bad news.
With our team,
yes,
it's another blow. It's another blow, Ronbo.
First thing I seen this afternoon, Takk Mckinley got waived.
I'm about ready for this season to be out of here the same way I'm ready for this year to be out of here, Ronbo.
Amen.
I'm going to say it like this, Ronbo. I'm going to keep it quick. I'm going to keep it short and simple. I've been trying to get on for the last couple of days, but I'm going to keep it quick and simple. Ronbo, it's just like this. We got 53 players. We need 53 starters. What I mean by that, Ronbo, is we good as hell. We'll compete with the best of the best.
That's right.
As long as it's all the starters.
Yeah.
Maybe one or two backups. But when you put our backups in, this is what you get. It has been like that before Jimmy Garoppolo, and it's been like that since we had Jimmy Garoppolo. You know, a lot of people got a lot of things to say about Jimmy. I'm gonna give you some, Ronbo. Kyle Shanahan them came, we went 0-9. Jimmy came, he won 5 games straight. Without Jimmy, we wouldn't have won them 5 games straight.
Well, that's the truth.
The next year, he gets hurt. I look at that. The next year, he goes down in the 3rd game. The year after that, we come back and go to the Super Bowl. Now, everybody is jumping on Garoppolo's head. We went to the Super Bowl with an addition of Emmanuel Sanders. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
When we started the season last year, Ronbo, everybody wrote us off. They said we was going to win 3 games because the best person on the team was George Kittle. We made it to the effing Super Bowl, Ronbo.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
I've been knowing this for the
year,
whole time, BM. That's why I said, man, give me a break with getting rid of Jimmy. We are nothing without Jimmy. I don't know, for whatever reason you want to apply, just like you're saying.
This year, I mean, ain't nobody have no training camp. We on the same playing field. But hey, we came into the league. We came into the season this year already with a bad a blown out wheel when Debo was hurt at the beginning of the year. And from there, bro, it's been going downhill
all
down.
the way. Yes.
It's been going downhill since he got hurt in the summer.
And then Nick Bosa to open the season.
Nick Bosa, and then Solomon Thomas the next play, not 1 or 2 plays later, the next play. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I'm gonna continue, Ronbo, to stay on this Javon Kinlaw pick because I think that's one of the mistakes we effed up on. I'm gonna continue to stay on that. Family, fans, Niner fans. Listen, man. Patrick Mahomes he's a good dude, but they got him speed and they got him an offensive line that makes a difference in a quarterback. Yeah. Tom Brady is a good quarterback. They got him 2 big receivers. He got a big tight end. He got real good running backs, and now they just went and got him some speed in Antonio Brown. Come on, baby.
Surrounded by high-caliber weapons. Exactly.
Family.
That's what I've been trying to say. Come on,
we
man.
don't have that.
Yes.
Listen,
we're trying to build it up.
We need to get a cornerback, bro. We need to work on. We need to compete speed with speed. We can go out here and get a scrambling quarterback, just like Kyler Murray, Ronbo. But I tell you one thing, Kyler them wouldn't be 6-3 or 6-4, whatever their record is, without Hopkins.
Yes.
Because they couldn't do it last year before they got Hopkins. You got to get this man some weapons, man. Debo Samuel is nice. Brandon Aiyuk is nice. I understand
but they're still growing up.
We need somebody who can stretch the field, man. We need somebody to stretch the field. We got Emmanuel Sanders last year, and everybody was saying about our receiving core, all of it changed. Because with the addition of Emmanuel Sanders,
and BM, let me add to that. It wasn't a bunch of other people. It was just George Kittle, Kendrick Bourne, and Emmanuel Sanders. And Jimmy G had a run game, and he still put it together to do what they did. And still almost passed for 4,000 yards. How many drops did he have at the beginning of the season? Jimmy G was over 4,000 yards passing if you look at it. He does not suck. That was my whole thinking.
Man. Before I write Jimmy G off, Ronbo, and I know you got me in your night. But before we write him off, Ronbo, put a line in front of him. The same way Tom Brady had a line in front of him for 20 years. Build a wall in front of him. And get him some players that can get separation where they can stretch the field. If he go out there and bum out then we got every right to say we need to get his ass off the team.
You're right. That's it.
But until
be fair about it.
Until then, we got to I mean, we've been building the defense since they've been here. It's time to put some offense out there, and I'm talking about some people that you know, some big-name people. We need some people that can stretch the field, man.
Yeah. They try. That's why they were trying so hard to get OBJ. The 49ers know.
Yeah,
that's why
man.
they was trying to get him.
Hey, man,
right.
we're not gonna do anything. Don't get me wrong. I like Debo and I like Aiyuk, but those are gadget players.
But and also they're just coming into the league. They need time to mature.
Right.
Yeah. So Anyway.
Once we get that, bro, we'll be all right, Ronbo. I sincerely believe once we get that, we'll be all right.
All right, fam. I'm gonna tell you what. Let me see. Be able to see a Sunday if you get a shot. All right. It'll be a time because I know you're rolling down the road.
Hold it down, Ronbo.
In the big truck after making a buck.
Yeah, I'm about to be at home, man. I'm about to be home. But
okay,
hold it
cool.
down, Ronbo.
All right, fam. I'll do.
All right.
You too. Night be ham. Oh God. And okay. We just did that one. Okay. We got another one there. The Mahone boy. Oh God. Hey, Jerry.
Ronbo.
I got two truckers in a row. Big win. Where you at, man? Hey, Tony.
Ronbo.
Yo, go ahead. Jay, come on in, fam.
What's going on?
Man, we sitting here. It's a crying time. But I mean, I'm looking at like this year, and every time like somebody said, turn the notifications. If you got 49ers app, turn it off. Because every time it pops up, something bad is going to be on there. I'll look up, because Takk Mckinley ain't all that, Jay. But he's better than what we got, probably, other than Kerry Hyder. And I said, okay, we go get Takk, and maybe I don't know how the groin is, and help us off the edge. Pop, boom, Takk Mckinley gets waived by the Niners. Oh, hell no. Why? So I said, if there wasn't enough for bad luck, we wouldn't have none at all. Isn't it? And if COVID don't get us, and Jay, people can say, Ronbo, don't be talking like that, man. Give us bad luck. Jay, a 49er is going down next Sunday. I promise you. That's just the way it is. We can't keep nobody on the field. And who we don't keep on the field, COVID comes in and say, we got 3 more. Y'all gonna be without, you're gonna have 5 players. Whoa, I'm getting used to it. Let me calm down. Calm down, yeah. Okay. God.
You ain't by yourself, though. I mean, I definitely feel you. We just got to come to reality, man. It ain't our year this year.
It ain't.
I mean,
it really ain't.
We can't lose more than one game from this point on, for real, to tell you the truth,
over.
To make the playoffs.
Exactly. You can't lose another game. What are the odds?
And to be the truth, to tell the truth, we just not that good this year. We got a lot of injuries. And we just got to be honest.
We're an average team. We're back to a normal average team like anybody else. Detroit.
And that's another thing I want to say about everybody complaining about all these contracts. Look, we was the Jets before they came here. So we had to pay these people. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah.
We had to build this team up. Now we build it up. Now they see they can, how they want to really build it, But it's a success. But now they trying to build it right. And now we can let go of some of them contracts, get up off of some of them terrible contracts we made to build this team up. But we had to do that to build this team up.
Yeah, because some players might want to come here now. Not before. Y'all got to pay me if I'm coming over there and embarrass myself. Yeah.
That's like somebody saying, do you want to go to the Jets? You got to pay me. You got to pay me everything you got in the bank for me to come over there. But watching they get Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait till they get Trevor Lawrence in 2 years. Everybody gonna want to go there, and that's the same thing with us. And this Jimmy argument, man, come on, y'all talking about the Super Bowl? Oh, he did this. He looked like Tom Brady in the fourth quarter.
But Jay,
did he look like Tom Brady in the going 3-4-11 with 30 yards? That ain't Tom Brady.
But Jay, one thing will you admit to? Look at Jimmy G's receiving core compared to some of the best receiving cores in the league down through the last 2-3 years. All right, this is what I've been talking about the whole time. If you give him D. Hopkins and look out. You give him Julio, look out. These guys are doing so well.
It's not really like that because they still gonna run the same patterns our normal receivers do.
But those guys, Jimmy, you see, he only went to Sanders and Kittle. He fed them, and every now and then he went to well, Debo played. He's a rookie, but Debo contributed last year, and every now and then went to Kendrick Bourne. But for the most part, Jimmy had 2 receivers he could rely on. Everybody else was questionable. And that's why when I say, I look at the premier quarterbacks in the league, look what they got going for them. Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady sucked last year. And they're supposed to be the best in the game. Why? Because Tom was over there chewing out his receivers because they weren't doing their job. This is the way it works.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely right. But look at how limited our offense is. Even with Jimmy at his best, that offense is still limited.
And you see, whatever they're doing, he's carrying them.
No, he's not carrying them. No.
When he first came, he had no receivers. Look what he did. He still carried them.
Yeah. I mean, you fresh. When you get in a new relationship, of course you're going to try your hardest. You trying to impress her. You try look, baby, ain't nobody.
McMullins. I mean, the thing is, you can't be that way unless you are that way. Jimmy's got it, but he's got to have some tools. He can't play with just anybody. No quarterback can.
Look, I pulled up some names.
Go ahead.
Neil O'Donnell.
What about
Curry Collins. Jared Goff, Joe Flacco, Rex Grossman, Brad Johnson, Rich Gannon, and Stan Humphries. Them all bum quarterbacks that took their team to a Super Bowl and never was heard of again. So just because Jimmy took us to the Super Bowl, had a great team around him, doesn't mean he's a good quarterback. That doesn't mean he's a great quarterback.
Mm.
And as far as how many free agents we got, look how much money we saving, over $25 billion by letting Jimmy go. You know what I mean? It's like, do you want the real
and continue to
go
lose.
with Jimmy?
And continue to lose because you got rid of a quarterback who's familiar with the system, and he's got receivers that have matured. It's time to go. Jay, that kind of impatience is what keeps a team in the mediocrity for an endless amount of time. You've got to let that team grow together. Shannon got here in 2017. It's 2020. For God's sakes, Jay. That's pulling the hook out there awfully quick. And what if Trevor comes in, any other quarterback, and he doesn't work out? Then you're back at square one. It's a risk, an unnecessary risk.
I mean, if you know football, anybody can look at the TV and say, we can tell. Just like when you look at Jared Goff and you say he's a bum, that's the same way everybody look at Jimmy G.
No, not everybody.
All the analysts, and everybody always talk bad. We the only ones defending Jimmy G. But it's just time. Jimmy is a good quarterback. I ain't saying Jimmy's not good. He's good. He just ain't great.
If it wasn't for the 49ers being my team, I would actually wish for those to have their wish. Go ahead, get rid of Jimmy, bring in this next guy. Okay, you give him that same offensive line. He knows nothing about those young wide receivers. He's got George Kittle. He's got a run game. Go, Jay. I guarantee you, I don't care what his name is, he fails with a huge exclamation point.
I guarantee next year this time, you'll be like, Jimmy who? Look at Jimmy
Jimmy's going to be
so happy with the new quarterback.
He will be there next year.
I guarantee it.
There's nothing to replace him. The 49ers know it. Kyle knows what's going on. He knows they've been trying to find receivers for this guy for 2 years. The Giants gave OBJ to the Browns. I got Emmanuel Sanders. I couldn't hold on to him. He's gone. I got 2 youngsters that show promise. Why am I getting rid of Jimmy? Keep him there so they can grow together. I'm not going to start over.
Jimmy can't throw nothing but slants and seven passes. That's why we need somebody to come open up the offense.
In what fashion? Throwing the ball deep downfield. I just watched Tom Brady just threw a ball. They don't hit on every downfield shot. The odds of making that shot have more to do with the receiver, or as much to do with the receiver, as it does the guy who threw the ball. You think anybody else?
I understand that, Ronbo.
But I'm just saying, you know that shot that D-Hop caught in the end zone yesterday? The other last against the Hawks? How many more receivers? I'm just saying, how many more receivers could have made that play?
I understand, but you got to have a quarterback to make that play, too. Jimmy would do that ball 10 yards short of the end zone.
Jimmy G hit Dante Pettis in that opening game against the Vikings at the back of the end zone from midfield. I don't hear this, he can't throw it. He can, but that's not what Kyle's offense is about. This is what I'm saying. Everybody blames the quarterback, and Kyle's calling the shots. So,
Rambo.
Yeah.
How many years Kyle Shanahan been? How many different teams he been a different offensive coordinator for? Have you ever seen his offense ran like this?
He's had the right personnel. He's had. If I got Matt Ryan and I got Julio, I'm going deep on every play. Even if I had DK Metcalf. If I had Metcalf, Jimmy's going deep on every play. But you don't.
We had good players.
You got to work with what you got.
We had Debo last year, Emmanuel last year, Kendrick last year, and that's our Super Bowl year.
How many times did Emmanuel go deep? How many times did Emmanuel go deep and succeed? See, this is the thing. Everybody forgets every play he makes and just remembers the bad plays. Jay, I love you, man. We got to go, though.
I love you too, bro.
Let's argue again Sunday. I love it.
All right, I got you. Have a blessed night, Rambo. Have a blessed night. We always faithful to death.
Yes.
Bang, bang, down the game.
Yeah.
Zach Wilson's president, 2021. Let's get it.
Night, fam. Oh, God. Oh. Well, this is fun stuff. But this is usually off-season stuff. We're doing it in the middle of the season for the first time in 2 years. Okay. Ladderbot says Derrick G was carried by Killen Sanders. This is a typical reaction. Who gave him the ball? Who threw him the ball? Ladderbot? Thanks for coming. Who threw him the ball? Who threw him the ball? Hey, Ladderbot also says Sam Darnold is the improved Jittery G. We need him. Oh, God. At least give me somebody that really gets me inspired. Sam Darnold? Hey, Dollar, Bill, Will.
Ronbo, what's up? What's going on, man?
Oh, Will, man, we sitting here feeling bad. We got people talking about getting rid of their Niners app because they don't want to hear no more bad news. I'm by anything that really disturbs me is all these injuries. Because I got a feeling we'd own the division, Jimmy and all, and we'd be looking toward all the games we got ahead. If we could just win one more, we got this. Because, 11-5. Because we probably would have been like, we may have lost the Cardinals that first game because it didn't look like we was ready to play. But from that point on, every game we've lost has been ridiculous except for the Miami Dolphins. But I still blame that cornerback who came in here from I don't know where. But, even this Saints game, there was no reason to lose that game, even with our second-line guys, third-line guys. See? So that's why I know these 49ers are a good team, but everybody needs to show up. I'm not talking about show up and play, just physically show up. And then I'm looking at next year and said, who's going to show up next year? Ain't going to be here. But, Will, let me stop. Go ahead. I was just getting all strung out tonight.
Well, man, if you can, I'm going to say it like this. If you can survive being a 49ers fan, you can survive anywhere.
The nerves can't take it.
Man, it's being a 49er fan is like a roller coaster, man. You're up there, you're high in the clouds, everything's good. Yeah, so there's Joe, and then boom, you fall down into the pits of hell, and you're down there for a while, and then you lift it up, you get lifted back up, you're back in the clouds again, and bam, you're right back in the pits of hell again. It's frustrating because we hadn't won a ring since 1994. And we tired of waiting. We tired of waiting. And this day of age, man, it's like we're right there, man. But it's like every time we take a step forward, we always taking 2 steps back. I mean, it's just the life of a 49er, man. But I think all the long suffering of being a 49er fan is going to bring something good. It's going to bring a good thing out of it. We're going to win a ring.
I always say that. If you're going through misery, it's going to get better.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just about holding on, staying faithful. But I tell you what, I think this team can win some more games, before the season is out. And with the little hope I have left of making the playoffs, I'm gonna hold on to it because I think there's a small chance we can get in. It's just about the availability of the players. Oh. Now we all know when Moses is not playing, the running game is no good. We know when Debo is out, the passing game is no good. The end around game is good because you got Aiyuk, but if you ain't got Debo out there with Aiyuk, the passing game is no good because you can't depend on Trent Taylor and you can't depend on all these practice squad wide receivers. It's obvious. On the defense side of the ball, when you don't have D Ford, who is just stealing money, this, that, and the third, you don't have a pass rush. When you ain't got Bosa on the field, you ain't got a pass rush. But it's hope because you got Kerry Hyder, you got Javon Kinlaw, who I think is a good player. The previous caller said that he don't think Kinlaw good. You dead wrong. Kinlaw haven't had no OTAs. And he haven't had no preseason, and he haven't had a lot of training camp. And
I
you
see
give him all that next year.
Yeah, he's improving.
Right, you give him all that next year, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. So kill all that. They made the right pick of getting killed.
For real, watch next game. I think something can click in a big guy's mind like him. Kinlaw didn't feel like I'm in y'all's house now. I'm just coming up from the college ranks where I dominated. I'm in here trying to learn. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be patient. I'm going to ask questions. I'm going to do this. Watch next game. I think he's about to step over a hurdle because that last game showed me something. That leaping across, I didn't even know he had that kind of athleticism. Leaping across the line of scrimmage to block a ball. I've never seen DeForest Buckner or Armstead do that. What kind of athleticism like that is for a man over 300 pounds? And that sack bouncing up off the dirt looking like Nick Bosa? I said, wait a minute. Who is that? That's Javon. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to see what's next.
He's top five. He's top five in the league in pressures. So he got to be doing something right.
That. Yeah.
He ain't like
Solomon mentioned
it ain't like you the offensive lineman just blocking him and just keep him right there on the line of scrimmage. Kinlaw's getting back there.
I think he's playing better. Remember the dude last year, Williams? Not Williams. What was the guy last year that we were looking at between Bosa? The dude that plays for the Jets. You know what I'm talking about. He was one of the top 3 picks that everybody wanted. Everybody's trying between
Allen or something like that.
No, Josh Allen's over in the
other
guy.
Quentin Williams.
I think he's outplaying Williams' rookie year.
Yeah, we ain't heard nothing about no Quentin Williams.
I know, right?
I haven't heard anything about him.
Not since draft night. Couple of times.
Yeah. But man, all that's gonna come around, man. And I guarantee you next season, man, look, this it's simple. It's simple as 1, 2, 3, ABC. All the John Lynch guy got to do is reevaluate this team. He knows we know who all the players that cannot get on the field and cannot contribute. That's stealing money. The Richburgs, the D4s. Them guys. Trent Taylor, who's having an unproductive season, he can't show us nothing. All these guys, Weatherspoon, all these guys, man, they ain't giving us nothing. All you gotta do is just throw them out the shopping cart. Just throw them away. They ain't no good.
You just mentioned all you gotta do, man. That you know what? There is a lot.
Oh, it's more. It's more. It's just I can't think a lot. The rest of them, but I just caught out the ones that I know. That go to the top of my head. But you get rid of all them guys. You get rid of all them guys, man, and you bring in some, and you hitting the draft. You hitting the free agency. I'm gonna tell you something right now, Ronbo. You saw that game last night. Now, who made the game-winning sack to beat the Cardinals last night?
Dunlap. I would have been crying about that. I said, why didn't we sign Dunlap? He was.
See, Ronbo. This is what happened. See, that's one of the results when you go out and you get players that that are playmakers, and when you don't do it and they go to other teams, they gonna ball on you.
And yes,
that's why you need to go ahead.
Well, we gotta stop though. Let me see us Sunday, and we can laugh at whoever loses. I just wish the Hawks was playing on Sunday. I love to watch them struggle. And the Rams.
Yeah, man.
Anyway.
All right, Mama, man. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to my TNT fan, man. Trey, the Big Show, Russo, Island guys, man. Super Bowl 55. won't be Tampa Bay Florida. Won't be Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It'll be the San Francisco 49ers versus the BNL. All right, Romo.
I like that. All right, fam. Good night, Will. Oh, God. And it's not about Jerry G will pass a ball for 5 yards to wide open receiver thanks to Kyle Skici's play calling, and the Jittery lovers will all come. This is the thing, and a lot of people actually believe that. Yeah, but thanks tonight about a lot of people think Jimmy G throws 5 and 6 yards and that's it. This is why I always jump to his aid, because some of the bogus fairy tales told about this guy, some of them are boarding. They're like this. That's outrageous. That's not true. Yes, and one of the founding members of TNT, he is Trey from VA. But he cannot accuse us of being cute and cuddly.
Finally. And I do mean finally.
Trey, what were you and Big Show going on about? I saw y'all. I didn't know.
Brother
I couldn't
Ronbo,
get the gist.
I was not. Shout out to my TNT family, and my brothers. Shout out to the first lady of TNT. Shout out to you, Brother Ronbo, on production.
Thank you, man.
I had to pay my respects first because it might get a little disrespectful. What is this, Ronbo? Because when I read the title of the show, it sure didn't say Jimmy G Appreciation Night. That's not what it said to me.
Oh, he ain't getting much. Not on the chat.
Did you? I feel like I've been clickbaited, Ronbo, because I clicked on one thing expecting one thing, and I wasn't even going to call in. But let's get to the bottom of this, Ronbo, because there's a lot of fables. There's something that you do, Ronbo. You say you defend Jimmy G. When somebody gets up here and they got the pom-poms for Jimmy G, you sit back, you relax, you let them talk.
Yes.
But if anybody says one word about Jimmy G, you're all over him.
all over him.
And I noticed that you're biased. You're very biased. You're very
Yes.
biased. And it's okay. We love who we love, and we're going to say what we say. But let's get to the whole Jimmy G took us to the Super Bowl. Ronbo, Jimmy G tried his hardest to give that game away against Minnesota. You remember that? Remember him throwing the ball?
No, I saw
Michael
that.
Kendricks trying to lose that, and Shanahan ran the ball for the rest of the fourth quarter and said, no, that's it. That's enough of that. Remember that? But what about Green Bay? Those 8 passes that he threw in that game while Mostert ran for NFL record 200 and some odd yards. What part of that can't a rookie do?
Okay. And to that I say, can a rookie get you to the playoffs? Can a rookie go from week 1
I don't know,
to
Ronbo,
week 16 and be nothing but hand the ball off? I don't think so, Trey.
I think well, this is the way that Kyle wants to run his offense because he's limited. Here's the thing. People say put an offensive line in front of Jimmy. Are we to go out here and get 5 new offensive linemen just to accommodate one player? Is that what we're going to do? Because I thought in 2020 your quarterback is supposed to be able to make something happen. Let me ask you a question. We talked about the barometer earlier.
Yeah.
Does Kyler Murray, does he scare you? Be honest.
Tremendously.
Does he scare you?
Although
Hold on. Does Russell Wilson scare you?
Yeah, to a degree.
There's not one team in the NFC West that is afraid of Jimmy G. When the other teams in the NFC West beg you to keep your quarterback, please don't upgrade. Please don't get better. Don't you dare go get a mobile quarterback.
Trey,
stay right there in that pocket
Trey,
so we can continue.
I got to pour some water on that argument. Jimmy G has a winning record against every team in the NFC.
I know he does, Ronbo.
I just want to point that out. I mean, I don't know if they're afraid, but they're not beating him.
There's another myth. There's another myth, though, Ronbo. The myth is that, Kyle Shanahan is so much, and there's actual numbers behind it that, Kyle Shanahan is great with Jimmy and terrible with everybody else. It's because Jimmy is, for his part, he's above average, right? But we don't need above average to win a Super Bowl, Ronbo. That's what we're talking about. Because here's the problem. Here's the problem, Ronbo.
Yeah.
When we need to go deep, you said Matt Ryan goes deep. Jimmy G doesn't need to go deep. Well, you need to go deep to win Super Bowls.
Trey, that's not what I said.
You need to go deep to win Super Bowls, Ronbo.
I said Matt Ryan's got Julio Jones who runs a 4.3.
Oh,
goes
so
about
Jimmy doesn't have any weapons.
He doesn't have anything like Julio.
So Jimmy doesn't have any weapons.
Trey, Does Jimmy have a
George
Julio?
Kittle can't get deep. He has George Kittle.
He
Here's
uses
the
him to
thing.
death.
I saw Nick.
George Kittle's one of the best
Jimmy
tight ends
G-
in the league. Jimmy has a little bit
Can
to
I
do
just-
with it.
Can I illustrate one play for you?
Please.
Jimmy G against Seattle, right?
Yeah.
Couldn't get anything done. Questionable. He was hurt. Got pulled. The minute and Nick Mullins is not great. This is how I know another quarterback can do it. Nick Mullins is not great.
Yeah.
The minute Nick Mullins got in, he threw deep to George Kittle on a play I didn't even know we had in the playbook.
Right.
We all saw it.
Who was almost perfect in the second half in the playoffs in a deciding game last year against the Seahawks in the second half?
You know what, Ronbo? Once again, hold on, almost perfect. I'll give you that, Ronbo. Like I said, Jimmy G is above average. We're talking about winning a Super Bowl. We don't pay $28 million for above average, and you've only
you should say
you've been
that
hurt
then.
2 out of the 3
Jimmy
years,
G's
Ronbo.
a good quarterback until the Super Bowl. That I
No,
can
Here's
listen to
my
that.
problem. No,
But
my
to
problem
tell
with
me
Jimmy
that
G
Jimmy's
is
not
that
a
he
good
gets hurt,
quarterback,
Ronbo.
other than that,
No. I said he's not available. That's my problem with Jimmy G. I
Okay.
can't trust you to be healthy for 16 games.
Well, then I agree
You've been hurt
with that.
2 out of the 3 years.
I agree.
You've been hurt. Hold on. You've been hurt 2 out of the 3 years, and you're getting paid $28 million. It's not
Can't
like
argue.
you're getting
Can't
paid
argue.
$20 million.
Can't argue that.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. All right, so look, I didn't say he's trash. That's what I said. He's above average.
A lot of
but for
people do.
above average. I just think that we're limited. We're horizontal. We're not vertical. And in 2020, your quarterback got to either be able to make. Wouldn't it be nice if we could make something happen and go deep with our I know. And for us, I know our coach is running the 1989, 1994 playbook. So, that doesn't really call for a guy that can move a little bit and actually stretch the field. I get that.
No, Trey, seriously, because you have a comprehension of the game is high. Do you see the 49ers attempting? That's why they got the kind of playmakers they got. Kyle just wants to get the ball into the playmakers' hands. He wants to run. He wants to run low risk plays as much as he can, and then you go deep on occasion.
I don't believe that's who he is at his heart, though. I've seen his offense in Cleveland.
But this is
they
his
stretched
team.
the field in Cleveland.
Kyle,
what are you talking about? Cleveland didn't have a bunch of weapons.
But he wasn't the head coach.
Okay, well, but he was the offensive coordinator. He went deep.
I know, but this is his team
in Cleveland.
But the thing is,
okay,
it's his team, and he does what he wants to do.
You said that's not his. Okay, how about this? He went deep in Washington. I live in Virginia. Washington's up the road. I seen him go deep in Washington. Santana Moss, Pierre Garçon went deep. He's not even fast.
Pierre Garçon. Didn't he have a speedster? What's that other guy's name?
Santana Moss. He did.
No.
He did.
There was another speedster, this famous. Anyway, they had a dual situation. They had.
All I'm saying is this. I know we're going to have to go shortly, Robert.
But I'm just saying, those were mature receivers. Trey, here's what I'm just saying to everybody who hates Jimmy so bad. He's got two receivers. He's been trying to build that wide receiver group since 2017. I'm just saying, give him some patience. He's got two youngsters. He's got Debo. He's got Aiyuk. They look promising. He's got George.
Rombo,
that's why George
all
is setting
I'm saying
records.
is this, Rombo. So let me say this. We currently, let's just say it out loud. I'm believing in saying things out loud because you have to hear it sometimes. We have quite possibly the 4th worst quarterback position in the division. And here's why I say that. You can say Jared Goff is worse, but Jared Goff is available. He's trash. He's not great. He's available. He's there. Giving the team a chance to win. And don't they have a chance to be in first place on Monday night if they win?
I don't know.
Why? Because he's there. Because he's there. Everybody's like, if Jimmy G was here, we'd be doing this. That's what I'm saying.
And
if Jimmy G was here.
And Jimmy beats him every time he sees him. But that's neither here nor there. It's still about his availability.
All right.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
See,
your best
until it's a fair argument, I'm going to defend Jimmy. He gets way more flack than he should. Like I said, if we win, it's everybody else's glory. If we lose, it's always Jimmy. Come on, man. Come on now. That ain't right.
This? I will say this. It's very sad that other teams in our division know that we're a quarterback away because they know how close we are.
And
they know that.
If Kyler Murray,
their fans are in the chat right now. They're laughing to themselves like they're right.
Kyler
if they ever get a quarterback,
Kyler Murray's winning.
Kyler Murray's winning. Is that going to stop anytime soon?
He's got.
Is that going to? How you going to fight that?
He's got D-Hop and Larry Fitzgerald.
That's what you do.
And if you give Jimmy G, Larry Fitzgerald, and D-Hop, I promise you a championship.
I can show you 12 clips of Brandon Aiyuk, a rookie that doesn't know the system or the NFL.
He's going to be fine.
Open.
I'm not complaining about him.
They're not pulling the trigger.
Trey, he
Aiyuk
just got
is wide
here.
open deep, and they're not pulling the trigger.
Trey, he just got here. He just got here.
I know that. Here's
so that's
the
what
problem.
I'm saying.
Everybody
Get rid of
sees
Jimmy
how
for
trash
what?
Nick
Let
Mullins
them grow
is.
together.
Because, Ronbo, I get it. You're scared to go back to what we were.
No,
But
yes.
how do you know what we can be? How do you know what we can be?
That's the unknown. I know about Jimmy,
God.
and I know
You
he's
have
got the skills. You know it, but everybody else.
This is another night. This is a conversation.
That's
for
right,
another
because we'll
night.
go on for
I love
hours.
you, my brother. Yeah,
All
we
right,
got to
fam.
go on for hours. I will say
Prepare
this.
your argument.
Thank
I'll
you
be
for
waiting.
the time. Thank you for production. Hey, shout out to everybody in the chat. All the haters, too.
Yes.
All the trolls.
They'll never
Shout
stop.
out to the TNC fans.
Oh, God.
They'll never stop. Hey, but look, we back. Hey, look.
Joseph Smiley's got one
ahead.
more week. His team go lose. That's all right. We won't see him. We missed
Hey,
Joseph
look, they
Smiley for
won't
2
even
weeks.
hear last week. The
I
Seahawks
know.
fans are the worst. They
it was
won't even
wonderful.
hear last week. They won't even hear last week. We was waiting. Where's Smiley? Where's Seahawks Rain at? All of y'all in the chat, y'all came back because y'all barely pulled one out.
See,
guess what, guys? Congratulations.
They're so predictably strange. All right.
They won't even hear last week. At least I respect guys that come back like my homeboy, like Texas boy, stay in the chat. Texas boy's 2-8. He's still talking trash. I respect that.
You're right. I agree. But them cowards from Seattle. God, what a bunch of
Them
clowns.
Seattle cowards. All right, we out of here, man.
All right, fam.
But come on, brother. Yes, sir.
All right, fam. I'll see you Sunday. I hope you get back on Sunday. I'll be looking for you. All right.
Hey, man, I'm gonna try, man.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Night, Trey. Here's Night the callers, real jittery G lovers, are exposed. All they do is bring up the Saints game, but every other game he is hurt or trash. Night Sam Darnold. If you at least gave me a quarterback I could go wow. Sam Darnold's not a wow guy. He's okay, but he's nothing special. Hey, Ellis.
Boy, it has been spicy tonight.
I know we didn't, like Trey says, though, this was not the topic of the evening. Jimmy's become a lightning rod now. We gravitate toward him every conversation now. Get rid of Jimmy. He is the problem with this team. He's the root of all failure. It's him. Come on, y'all carried away, man. Jimmy's maybe one problem, but come on now. We got more problems than Jimmy.
Well, it looks like that SUV came out.
The what?
Go ahead, fam.
No, I'm just saying. Ellis, I'm not just saying go ahead because I keep going off under these rants. I didn't mean to. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's crazy because, the season is, we don't have but a few games left.
6. And nothing to show
for it. It's getting down to the wire. And we need to make sure that we can actually close out and have an opportunity, to maybe squeeze into the playoffs. There's potential. But again, it's going to be us depending on whether or not certain teams lose. And, it's gotten to a point to where we may not, it's not promising, but there is still some light at the end of the tunnel. As far as Jimmy, he's going to be here, y'all. There's nothing we can do about it. And we got to kind of just take it with a grain of salt. I know we got to get strong in the offensive line. We're going to have to re-sign Trent. We're going to hopefully keep Jason Verrett. He's been playing stellar. For the most part, he's been playing solid. I mean, he's worth keeping. He's much more worth keeping over Richard Sherman. I'm gonna be honest.
It looks like it.
I'm not as excited. Yeah, I'm not that excited about Richard coming back because I'm concerned that we're gonna have some potential issues.
And he's getting to the point where he's at that age where he's gonna get hurt a lot. Because he's never missed this many games in his career. I don't think.
Yeah, and he's been gone the whole damn season. I mean, what are we going to do? He's of no use to us at this point.
He's 32. Yeah, it gets worse from here. Yeah.
Yeah, so we got to try to figure out, man, what are we going to do with these, these guys with the inconsistencies. D4 to be gone.
Weston Richburg. Ellis? You sound
I think
well.
we should be all right with. I think we should be all right with Brandon and Trent. They'll be back by next week. What is it? 4 days, unless they actually got the COVID or they, like test positive. This is on the list right now, right?
Yeah, they've been on 1 day. It's a 5-day thing, right? Because Russo was saying 9 or 10 days. No, it's a 5-game thing, and then they clear you after that. I think. if you're negative. Because remember, what's the Kendrick Bourne? They had him going back and forth. That extended the time. Every time I think it's 5 days, 5 days. But Kendrick kept testing negative. Alice, I know we always talk about how the world is against us, but Jesus Christ, what is Kendrick the only guy in the league that got tested like that? Positive, negative, positive, negative, negative, positive, negative, negative. Come on, man, what is that? It's like somebody plotted.
Yeah. Well, and if you remember, did you hear about Debo? Did you see Debo was getting tested for performance-enhancing drugs and stuff like that? He said he got tested twice since he came back or something. Or he got some kind of test. I seen it on his Instagram. He's like, man, I come back for one game and I get tested. I get tested twice already for this, that, and the other. It's it wasn't for COVID.
Too good.
They were trying to say that he was on something because he came back too good. I mean, it seems like we got a bullet. We got a target on our back. From the league, and it seems like, in conjunction with the refs, and, we're already having, a bad luck with the injuries, So it's kind of just a little bit weird, man, how stuff's been going on this year. And this is definitely not what we came in this year looking forward to. And the problem is I don't want to speak bad on it, but I'm just saying, what if we don't even have a damn season next year? What if this, so-called virus gets out of hand and to where, they don't allow us to play, football? I mean, there was a point to where that was even in question.
Ellis, they're going to start giving people not antidotes, but they're going to start giving people dosages end of December. They actually predict by this time next year, things will be kind of getting pretty much back to normal. So I think next season's more promising than this one, for sure.
Yeah, well, definitely. I'm hopeful for it. I'm just saying, because then it's like, this is how we kind of go out. And we want to leave out on a good note, man. I'm concerned about Salah being gone. What are we going to do as far as coaching is concerned? I know we still got, Dan Quinn that's, probably, sitting, he's probably in the bag already, and then which is cool, but I really like Salah, man. I think with what we've had and what we've lacked defensively, as far as personnel and our starters being gone, Salah's done a hell of a job, and him and Kyle together make a great team. You know what I mean?
Get everybody to agree on that, Ellis. Get ready to get argued because people still hating on Salah. I'm saying, with what he had, he did pretty good recently. Especially, they made some adjustments. They looked solid last week.
Oh yeah, man. We got it. I know we've been kind of hard on him, a couple of games and stuff like that because of late adjustments, or and he's at least he's making the adjustments. It's Kyle that I'm more concerned about now, not making the necessary adjustments and the right play calls and stuff like that. But we'll be all right. We got some more time, off, and we can heal up. I just want us to be able to come back and close out strong. Yeah, man. Let's get Brandon Aiyuk back. We need Trent back, so we can have some protection for Nick. We can't do Grasu. We can't do Justin School on the line. We can't have Tom Compton on the damn line. We can't have that kind of stuff going on. True. Thank God Raheem will be back.
We got to stop, Ellis. But all truths. All truths. All right. And let me see you Sunday, fam.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Peace and love, Brother Ronbo. Thank you for the platform. And shout out to the Niner faithful. Y'all keep it locked in. Always, family. Stay safe, man. And we'll be back. We coming back, Sunday?
Oh, yeah. Sunday. Be looking for it. We got to talk football on Sunday, especially after the games. If the wrong people lose, we're going to have a party.
I was so damn mad the Seahawks pulled away with that one last. I was hoping Kyler would have came through for us, man. We needed that one, Kyler.
They hurt his shoulder.
All right, fam.
All right, fam.
Yeah, I know. He still held it down, but yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
All right, fam. Peace. Have a good night. Oh, God. And here's not about with more Niner about-isms. It all goes back to Jittery G. From the shrinking cap space to the garbage throws. Wouldn't be surprised if he's dabbling on the players with COVID. Not about, I get it. You really are not a Jimmy Garoppolo fan. All right. Hey, Carlos.
Ronbo.
Yo, Carlos. You got a speaker. You got a speakerphone going there. What? That sound?
Hold on.
Okay.
You hear me?
That's a little better. All right, Carlos, come on in, man.
What's up, Ronbo? What you up to?
Oh man, I just sitting back here wondering what's going to happen to us next. Hey, Carlos, it's kind of bad luck to predict bad things happen, but it happens every week whether I say anything or not, right? Because we lose a player a week or two, and I'm wondering if we're going to lose a player next week, or is it going to be COVID? Now it's like flip a coin, COVID or injury. Okay, I got a coin now that says both. But Carlos,
you know what? Sorry to interrupt you, Ronbo, but I think I'd rather have a COVID than an injury.
Same here. If you can get over COVID, you're right. Let me hope for COVID. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, hopefully it's just all COVID this week, and then next week is just we got no injuries. Hopefully,
because COVID is
they
just
just pull the win.
Yeah,
they just pull that win,
Yeah,
they pull the win and no injuries, and that'd be good for us. And then, to be honest, I mean, if the Niners want a shot at this, they need to win out.
They have to.
And that's it.
That's the only way they can.
If they
don't, the only way they can get in. Only way. They got to win every game between now and the end of the season. Yep.
Absolutely. And if they lose, I mean, then it's done. It's pretty much done. We got no
chance.
We can't have no faith in that.
Carlos, you know what's really scary? Is we're fighting with the Cardinals now for the last place. We got to catch up with them, and then what's going to happen, right? It's going to be a tie. We're going to play the Cardinals in that last game for who gets the wild card spot. I already see it coming now, and we're going to be sitting here. We're all going to be sweating. It's going to be cold outside, and we're sweating watching that game. Watch. I know that's going to happen. I can feel it.
So if we win out, it basically pretty much it's going to be like, even though if we win out and then we're going to be tied up with the Cardinals, I don't think we even get in though.
No, the Cardinals got an advantage because, I think the Cardinals are a couple of games ahead of us. They need to lose a couple of games, and that's the only way we can catch up.
If we win, I mean, if we win at least, if we lose one game, then it's done.
Done.
Right?
Yeah.
We got to win out.
That's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much. If we lose one game, then it's over.
It's over.
We got no more. The Cardinals got the advantage.
Yep.
Whoever got the last playoff spot, playoff berth.
Yeah. And then you wonder, what are they playing for? I always worry when a team has nothing to play for. Do the players come out there and they play hard? Are they worried about their position for next year? Do they stay motivated? These are things that just playing the game to be playing the game because it's on the schedule. We're done. I just wonder what's going to happen to the mindset. We're going to see how good Coach Kyle Shanahan is if they lose a game. If they keep winning, we're going to know what kind of good coach he is.
Yeah, it'd be cool if Shanahan was he'd be around the players and before they come out of the tunnel and just be pumping them up.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. You don't see that as much, right?
Yeah, he doesn't do that.
No, you don't see. I mean, you don't see that any of them. I mean, the whole coaches out of the whole league. You don't see any coaches pumping up their players at the tunnel, right?
Actually, Pete Carroll is a real rah-rah guy.
Yeah.
Who else?
Well,
you're right, though.
Right there, man. The Seahawks.
There's not that many. Who else gets excited about their players?
To be honest, I don't know.
Yeah, there's not a lot of guys like Pete Carroll, actually. Most coaches keep a straight face. And whatever you're doing, if you're doing a good job, it's your job to do a good job. I don't need to tell you great, great, great. So, yeah.
So who do you think is going to be in the Super Bowl?
Wow. That's a good question. Well, honestly, I'm going to tell you the truth. Carlos, we're not Super Bowl ready this year. Okay, I actually see God, the NFC is Carlos. Who do you think is gonna NFC? Who do you think is gonna be? I don't think it's gonna be Brady if he has to get past the Saints. The Saints own the Bucks.
I don't know, man, but I'm gonna hate, saying this, but to be honest, I think it's gonna be the Seahawks, man.
The Seahawks are gonna get exposed in the playoffs. You got to play better defense than they're playing.
I don't know, man. They won against the Cardinals, man. These guys are like,
but you know what? If they have to play the Bucks or the Saints, they will be butchered. Why? Because those guys will pick a secondary apart. Their secondary is so. So they're out.
So.
No, they're out. Man, the Vikings
we're gonna have to watch
ready
the
to play
Buccaneers or the Saints.
Yeah, actually, that's it. Buccaneers or Saints. Cardinals aren't ready yet. They're a year or two away from being that kind of force. Brady, Gronk, and all them weapons that everybody keeps saying, Jimmy doesn't need those weapons. He's supposed to look better than that. With all those weapons Brady's got, now he's dangerous. Wait till he gets AB up to speed. Oh, my Lord. So, yeah. And their defense ain't bad. I hate to say it.
Yeah, man.
Carlos, it's the Bucks.
It's unknown. It's an unknown year. We could still get in it, though.
I know we could.
If we get in it, man, I'm be so happy.
I don't know. It would be something to get happy about because we could say that our guys kept fighting till the end. And then look, they got in. I don't care what happens. It's half a team, and they still got in. The character of red and gold. Carlos, I'm having too much fun now.
How deep the team is.
I tell you. Yeah, there's that. Carlos, we got to go, fam. If you get a chance, come on back Sunday.
All right, Ronbo, just send me home like as usual.
Can do. Carlos! Hi, fam. Oh, God. Yeah, people give me, come on, Ronbo. I won't take up for Jimmy G. As long as people keep throwing BS shots at him. If you say something legit, like he's always injured or something like that. But come on, man. He can't throw for 5 yards. And we didn't win any games because of Jimmy. It was all because of running. Come on, man. That's not true. Hey, Nate!
What's up, man? How are you?
Nate, it's funny, Nate. We were having... Nate, you were supposed to call last year. We were going to Super Bowl more often. It seems like we were having a bad time. You call it. Nate, are you feeling the blues? This is like, okay, this is good. Nate calls in when he's not feeling good about our team. Am I right?
When we're doing great. No, he's doing great. So it's like...
We're in real trouble.
Yeah. I think it was like show was on, but you mentioned it when we had a good win, and I told you about that deep threat we need. I think you're right about Jimmy having that deep threat. We need to stretch the field in the type of Kyle Shanahan offense that he wants to run. If he wants that quarterback in the pocket, we need that threat over top. That has to be there.
Yeah.
We do have tight.
They can't stack the box. They got to keep that. You got to have that deep threat. And when, like you said, when Goodwin was around, we were running more fun plays of wide open players, right and left. But now it's all Jimmy's fault. I don't think so. But go ahead. What are you thinking?
Look, man. This year they're gonna have to give us that forgiveness that next game we got to play, man. There's too many people sick. There's a lot of things going on. Good for us, man. We need that game to be kind of postponed. We need that game to be postponed. That's a fact. We need game to be postponed. We can still make
the Green Bay game?
No, there's 7 players right now have COVID, right? That's what I heard.
Yeah. Well, they should be back between now and next Sunday. Yeah.
They're not going to come back.
If they test positive again, they got to test negative for the next 5 days. They're not.
Yeah,
Nate.
but
You know, Nate, the way our luck goes, somebody's going to test positive. I already know. And then add 5 more days.
yes. Everybody was, they're already calling. There was rumors going around that Javon Kinlaw was like not a very good player. He was a bust, and it was too early to call him that. And guess what? He showed up. He showed up in that game. I was calling for his name, and he was pushing that interior offensive line.
Got his first sack.
He was doing great. Yes. And then this guy, what is that guy? McKinley didn't even get on the team. The guy failed the physical.
Oh,
the guy from the Falcons.
Takk Mckinley. Yeah. Well, he's got a groin problem. I was wondering how he's going to get past the physical. If you got a pulled groin in Cincinnati, you still got one in Santa Clara. So I was thinking, well, maybe they're going to let that go, and as long as the rest of his body's okay, no other conditions, they'll just let him heal up. I guess it doesn't work like that.
No, but he needs a lot of rest on that. The fact of it is, there's not much to talk about. Having a really bad season, Jimmy Garoppolo. But you gotta understand, like you put on the point there. You said Shanahan doesn't want him to scramble out. If he was more of himself and let him be himself, I think that he would be more successful, more confident. Yeah. There's a lot of things going on. I don't know if that high ankle sprain is not allowing him to be accurate. Maybe he's not doing the whole follow through.
Well, no,
he's already had a problem with that.
Yeah, he can't plant.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he's using all upper body and arm strength. He can't plant on that foot because if you drive off of that ankle, that probably hurts pretty bad. Because we had a couple guys say they've had high ankle sprains, and they said it takes up to 2 months for that to clear up, so it's not bothering you anymore. So that's why I give Jimmy credit for even trying to be out there, while everybody's condemning him like that's the way he plays all the time. I said, come on, man, that's not true. Have you ever had high ankle sprain? Then you go out there and step on it and see what it feels like and play in the NFL as a quarterback. I bet it would be difficult. So I'm just trying to be logical about it. Now, one thing Jimmy does do that I don't approve of, he gets hurt all the time, and that is starting to bother me as well. So
you think we can make the playoffs, right? You think we can still do? I think we still can.
Well, no, mathematically, it's possible. They can't lose another game, though, Nate. They lose one more game, they can just forget about it.
Yeah, at that point, we're going to be looking at the draft, and who do you like in the draft? You want to pick quarterback first round or wide receiver first round? What do you think?
No, I'm looking at offensive lineman or cornerback. Do you know that we don't have one cornerback under contract next year? And also, you can get a quarterback, especially a young kid, bring him in there with no offensive line. He will be ruined in his first season, being dropped to the dirt, trying to learn Shanahan's offense at the same time. I think people think that if they get a running quarterback, that Kyle's going to change his system and build it around that quarterback. If that was the case, he would have left Jimmy alone and let him be Jimmy, the one we saw when he first came in. This is another reason why I don't blame Garoppolo. He's trying to learn that system and do in a disciplined fashion what Kyle says. Keep your eyes downfield, stay in the pocket, make a quick decision, get rid of the ball. 2 things come into that. 1, the receiver quality. Is that receiver getting to his marks on time? Is he running that route correctly? Remember that everybody's learning the system at the same time. Now you got Debo, who does get it finally. You got Aiyuk that looks really good. You got George Kittle who knows that system right and left. Now they're ready. Next year, 49ers could be the toughest offensive attack in the league, but they've got to have that chance with the same guys. Don't start bringing in new guys, not at the quarterback position. You want to get a quarterback, go ahead and get him, but you're not getting rid of Jimmy. You set him behind Jimmy. Jimmy gets hurt again like he does. Now bring him in and see if he's learned enough to go out there and take that job. Otherwise, we're looking at 2-14 with a brand new quarterback in Kyle Shanahan's system. I don't care how fast he can run. It's not going to happen. I don't want that. These guys are Super Bowl ready. Just be healthy. That's the bottom line.
You want to go offensive line or cornerback. That's what I got out of that.
Yeah.
Offensive line or cornerback. Yeah.
Yeah, because if you don't.
So we don't have any cornerback position. Richard or he's not going to be there anymore, right? He's possibly going to get let go.
Well, maybe. I just assume that Sherman. He's gonna want a lot of money. I don't know if the 49ers can afford him. Sherman, for as cool as he is, he's not going to be a charity guy. He's not going to help the 49ers out for cheap.
D4's definitely gone, though, so that's going
to
space right there for more money. It's going to be gone at that point.
And Nate,
have money.
Yeah, and Nate, you need to sign Jason Verrett. I don't know if he can stay healthy, but you got to sign Jason Verrett. Jason Verrett is legit. Mosley is there's another guy. Mosley makes a mistake every now and then, but you can see those mistakes are going to stop. He's learning. He's good. You don't replace him. You bring in another cornerback maybe, but bring him in to compete. Offensive lineman, we need a center really bad. One that can play more than 5-6 weeks without getting put in the hospital. So Richburg is not the guy. He's not going to last. He's not durable enough to play in the trenches. You guys in the trenches got to be able to take pain. Man, I don't know. But I'd say if I had to take offensive lineman or cornerback.
Positive call, the negative caller, like usual, you know. I want to make the playoffs still. I want to compete. And Jimmy will be the quarterback, even though sometimes I don't want him to be there. But you're right. The high ankle sprain does make sense that he can't plant his foot. He can't. There's not enough throwing. There's not enough like accuracy coming out because of the pain that's shooting up when he's throwing that ball. That's why he's always lifting his leg up, and he's throwing from the front foot, so it makes it sail. You're right. You're completely right about that. But yeah, the thing is, we're gonna get defensive linemen. But the thing is, that one rookie we drafted, like I forget his name, man, because I'm really only into. Yeah. He's not doing very good. There's something wrong. But then
he hasn't. We
drafted so high.
Yeah, he hasn't been able to play until last week because Compton is so bad. So Anyway,
he needs some and some positive thinking.
They just need all their players back. As a unit, the 49ers are solid. It doesn't matter what position. As long as everybody's there, they can still make things happen. But you got to get a center, and because that's a very important position in Kyle Shanahan's offense as well. So it's a tough thing. You can't expect any one player to carry this team right now because there's too many. It's too fragmented. We're too weak in certain areas where you got to have certain players in certain spots. But we got too many injuries. But hey Nate, whenever that happens, though, somebody's got to be the fall guy, and usually it's the coach, followed by the quarterback, and then everybody else follows after that. So it's a natural thing to blame Jimmy and Kyle, and they're getting their share of blame. But honestly, even if you switch Kyle and Jimmy, the results would be pretty much the same. You got too many guys out, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, they might make the playoffs. Nate, if that happens, we're gonna have to celebrate. Crazy like. We got to go, though, fam. Let me see you next time.
Yeah, man. You take it easy. Thank you for having me on.
Always a pleasure, Nate. Night, fam. Yeah. So, fam, anyway, let's see what Bobo's got going there. 49ers, everybody, don't tank. We still going to play like the defending NFC champs. I know that's a bad thing. The NFC champs, and we're coming in last. We're going to make it hard for teams to make the playoffs and bad teams get number one pick. You know what's really funny, though? Wouldn't it be funny if the 49ers did get a chance to play the spoiler and pull it off? Fam, I'm going to go with my Jimmy G loving self and get up out your face. But I will see you Sunday, and we can argue some more. And bring your best stuff. I'm always ready. It's that like, I love you, fam. God, that feels good.